And buonasera a tutti. Good evening, everybody. Episode 101 of What's the Scoop? I spent a long time doing an intro last week, so I'm not going to do that this week. Let's kick it around the horn. My buddy up there, Mr. Brandon Furtado. Brandon, how are you doing? How's your week? And looking forward to seeing what you've got to say on the show tonight.
Oh yeah, everything's good. Can't complain. Got some got some decent weather today, finally, for the first time in forever. But
Nice.
still chilly. But you know what? We're making the most of it. But yeah, it's good. We're back for another week, and I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. And the guy whose team is going to be representing the NFC this year in the Super Bowl on Sunday nights. I love is that a Dry Fit shirt?
Yeah.
I was going to say, it looked like Dry Fit.
This is technically my this is what I'm going to do for the parade. I'm going to wear these are my PJs. I'm going to wear my PJ shirt and PJ pants because it's the only Seahawks stuff I have.
No, that's fair. That's fair. No, that's cool. I like that. That's a cool shirt. That's the thing. The Seahawks, one of the things I've always liked, they always have crisp logos and they always have crisp uniforms and such.
Don't tell Fanatics that. Have you guys seen how bad our jerseys and the Patriots jerseys look? Oh my god.
Yes. But it's Fanatics. It's like Fanatics is the Electronic Arts of apparel. Like
yes, yeah.
As soon as they were able to corner the market on everything, the quality shit the bed.
Yeah.
True. Anyway, you got to finish the introduction.
Yeah. So obviously, and then of course, I am Scoop. I'm glad to be back with everybody this week, episode 101. Thanks to everybody who tuned in last week for the 100th, and hopefully we can have a great another 100 episodes starting today. And guys, I feel like people are tired of hearing me say it, but I got to say it once again because, as usual, we come in with an agenda. I didn't even make the agenda until this afternoon, specifically because the trade deadline was today. And once again, something happens right before the show that it was completely not on the agenda in the first place. So with that, I think we got to get to the breaking news real quick out of Major League Baseball, which is that the former now closer for the Cleveland Guardians, Emmanuel Clase, who has been indicted over sports betting, particularly over essentially throwing pitches like in the way that you're not supposed to throw them to benefit bettors. But what was found, or what is being accused, this is according to David Purdom on X. He is accused of doing this in at least 48 games over a 2-year span, which is significantly more than was initially revealed by federal prosecutors, according to a court document filed today. So, I would say most people didn't expect that Emmanuel Clase was going to return to pitching Major League Baseball with everything that's been going on. But if there was ever a final nail in the coffin, that has to be it. Like, am I being over exaggerating there? Am I embellishing it there? Like, I don't see how he gets back to a Major League Baseball mound at this point. Brandon.
Well, hold on really quick. You guys said this is a quarter of a season, basically. 48 games is exactly a quarter.
A third of a season.
Yeah,
almost a third of a season. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Brandon. I just want to confirm that. A third?
Yeah,
okay, Jesus.
So a third, because it's 162 games, so a third would be 54, so it's just under a third.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandon, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just like the more that comes out about this, the more damning it is. But I figured that, when you hear, when they were showing some of the evidence early on, like, oh, well, we have reason to believe that he, quote unquote, threw some games, obviously tanked certain pitches, whatever, or tanked the first pitch of at bats and things like that. And I was like, well, if you only got a few examples, usually in a scandal like that, when you have a few examples, eventually they're going to find a lot more, and they did. So, it doesn't surprise me, doesn't shock me, doesn't shock really any of us. But yeah, I don't understand what and I know we've said it in previous shows, we said it last year, but what does someone like him have to gain for, you know, a couple $1,000s when you're making multi millions? And especially when you have a Hall of Fame trajectory, and all you gotta do is pitch one inning of baseball. So I'm just like, I don't understand, what goes through someone's head in that situation, why you'd want to, but I'm not surprised. And the thing is, like they were showing a few of the, I think there was even a playoff game. I think he even like first pitch. I think threw the ball intentionally in the dirt.
I mean, you said it when you guys went to games with his that you saw it in person, that he was like
that playoff game that you mentioned. I'm pretty sure I was at that playoff game.
Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy because it's like you would figure that if you were going to do something like that, it would be in like maybe a spring training game, maybe early in the season, but you're tanking with all the eyes on you in a postseason game like that. That's you want to talk about 1919 Black Sox scandal. That's just as bad. That's up there.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Yeah, we keep talking about, like we've mentioned this a couple of times. We haven't brought this particular topic up recently because this was the first development we've had in some time. But I don't know what he allegedly was making or what he was set to make from doing this, but I'm willing to bet it was not the equivalent of what he's going to basically say goodbye to by getting himself basically forcing himself out of the rest of his Major League Baseball career. When let's be honest, I mean, there have been very few relief pitchers since Mariano Rivera that we look at and we think this guy's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. We can maybe say that about Kenley Jansen, can maybe say that about Craig Kimbrell. I don't know if there were any other relievers that we could say that about in the last 10 years, but it looks like Emmanuel Clase was going to be on that list.
You guys are missing something. You guys are missing something important. Very important. The mob doesn't care. The mob doesn't care. Like if you're in this situation, you're dealing with the mob or some other very nefarious group of people with guns, with threatening your life, threatening your family. I'm betting you that there was something there. Right? We saw it with the NBA recently.
Well, that's what I was asking is, did we know that the mob was connected to this as well, or did we only have that connection with the Portland Trail Blazers?
Well, with the NBA in general, that was confirmed across the board. I think there was something that suggested it was. The thing is, he is not doing this for just a 10 grand. Like, there is some other group involved. There has to be, or else this would be. It's stupid regardless.
You never know though, because greed's a hell of a drug.
That is also very true. That is also very
true. It really is, and it's also because again, and that's why I wanted to make that differentiation, because I remember the connections with the mafia from the Portland Trail Blazers and Chauncey Billups and all of that. I didn't recall that being a direct involvement here with Emmanuel Clase.
I know that from what I remember, both of the cases were happening. Well, I mean, yeah, both of the cases were happening simultaneously. So I'm sure there was some cross information somewhere.
Okay.
Again, this is something that we are not privy to because this is the FBI. So of course we're not privy to this, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was trying to draw that differentiation, just because I wanted to just be clear that I didn't remember that being a common factor between the two.
No, I'm just theorizing because there's no way that there were other pitchers involved in this as well. This was a big ring of people. So, and I get it, Clase is the biggest guy. Yeah.
The ones that we've heard about are far from the only ones who were connected to this. They're just the ones that have been. It's kind of like like we just heard about Jimmy Johnson talking about with everything back in the 2000s, right? Like they were not the only ones doing it. They were just the ones that came to light first, basically. So I'm very
Yeah. So I have no idea.
Me neither. And I mean, we could speculate until the chickens come back, but I don't even know if there's you know, I don't even know if there's a way forward with the limited information that we have.
Well, here's the thing. Now that this has come out, I presume that the FBI or however courts decide, whatever, we're gonna know more about this in the next 6 months to a year.
Oh yeah,
Like we're gonna know exactly because we'll speculate here, but I'm confident when we do this show again in like 6 months, we're gonna know a lot more about who actually was directly involved because
right.
I can't imagine this being just like a one size fits all. He just did this. I agree, Brandon. Greed's a hell of a drug, but greed starts from somewhere, and so I don't know. Did we ever talk about I'm Romanian and I my parents were born in Romania, and there's always this joke that Shane has for me, our buddy on FAH, that I'm part of the Romanian mafia. Do you guys know? Speaking of that, did you guys know that we had a Romanian mafia incident here in my hometown?
No, because I don't know what your hometown is.
Well, Linwood, Washington. We literally had like a Romanian mob incident here like 2 months ago.
No, I had no idea of that whatsoever.
I have to search it up, but like the Romanian mafia was like attached to something here locally. Like the big Romanian mafia.
Jeez. Real quick, while you're figuring that out, I'm just going to get to a couple of the messages here from Kenny Kirkpatrick. Kenny, hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for having me and Rob on Tuesday to briefly talk about the Super Bowl. It was not the easiest thing to do to talk about how the Patriots could win that game when I've been saying the Seahawks are going to manhandle them for the last month. But says, what's up, fellas? Good to see you all, and good to see Scoop's great grandpa in the painting again. Oh yeah, the guy creeps the crap out of me.
Do you have an Android phone? What phone do you have?
Yeah,
okay.
I have a Samsung Galaxy S25, I think.
Yeah, you got to Google Lens that photo. You have to see what it says.
That's so smart. I can't believe I haven't thought of that. my phone's charging, but I got to do that.
Yeah.
Kenny says the mob has been around for a very long time. I truly believe LeBron, the greatest basketball player of all time, was involved in the past, which is why he played baseball. Just my opinion.
I don't disagree with the Michael Jordan thing.
Remember, if you watched The Last Dance, you know Jordan was gambling.
Oh yeah. Like that was a known thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I can definitely see why there would be speculation there. Excuse me. Real quick, because since. Does anyone else have anything on that? Because I want to get to the next piece of news that Rob sent in the last few minutes here.
No, I'm good. I'm really pissed about this breaking news.
Yeah, you and me both. So this is all. Whoops, hello. Okay. This is from Pete Thamel from ESPN. I may have said that wrong.
He is really quick. He is the main college insider for ESPN. Yeah. So this is official here.
Yeah, sources, former UCLA and NBA basketball player Amari Bailey has an official.
He said has twice. Lol, funny.
Yeah, set up an official recruiting visit to Grand Canyon University. His first official visit. The school aggressively pitched him on their vision and plans to host him on Wednesday for the game against New Mexico. In order to play next season, Bailey would need to receive an eligibility ruling from the court. The NCAA has made clear to ESPN that Bailey will, and then there's an ellipsis.
I will add to that. So what has happened is that the NCAA is fighting this apparently really hard, saying that he shouldn't play, which makes no sense because we already have college. Yeah, that is true, Kenny. I remember that from The Last Dance as well.
Yeah, so do I.
But apparently the NCAA is fighting this really hard for the integrity of the game, and they're going to the courts and But there's already like 3 G League players playing college basketball right now. So what are you fighting this for? I don't understand it. And he's gonna play next season. What is he gonna be, like 27 years old, 25?
Well,
How old is Amari?
He's 21.
He's 21. Oh my god. Still, no, he played 13 NBA games. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I misunderstood at first because I read the name and I was like, I thought it was going to be about the Alabama kid.
No, this is a different one. This is a guy who, so he played, I think, 13 NBA games. Pretty okay minutes for, I believe, the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
The past couple seasons. And he was like, I want to prove people that I can get back in the NBA. I'm actively trying to go back into college basketball. Like, this is the first time a guy with significant NBA minutes has said, I am 100% serious about this. I want to go back to college basketball. And the NCAA is like, no, which again is very what's the word? Is very not hyper. What's the word? Hypocritical. It's very hypocritical for you to let 3 former G League players and European. I think there's like 1 European player who used to play in EuroLeague. I could be wrong, or they might be recruiting one right now. I don't know. So so the NCAA is like, yeah, we'll waive you. You only played in the G League, but you played solid NBA minutes. We're drawing the line there. No, draw the line at the G League. The G League is professional basketball. And don't okay. And again, I know the argument will be the G League Ignite used to be a thing, and those were technically college players. That was the NBA's own program to let these guys develop and get to the NBA and play professional basketball. That was the whole idea of G League Ignite. It was like to copy Europe. And we saw the Thompson brothers, who have been amazing, Amen and Asar, who played in G League Ignite. Guess why they're so good? They played against professionals. They got paid to play professional basketball. It is very different from what these guys are doing, saying we made money in the G League and we're going to go back to college. And here's an actual NBA player getting significant interest from a team in Grand Canyon University who's made the NCAA tournament and is pretty much a mainstay in men's college basketball, giving this guy a damn visit. What the hell are we doing? Brandon, you're shaking your head.
Because it's like, I've said this before and I'll say it again. And like you said, once that player leaves college and plays any time in the G League or NBA, done.
Or Europe.
I didn't think until about 10 days ago, I didn't think that was a debated thought.
Exactly. It shouldn't be a debated thought. Why is it?
Be. Yeah, it literally shouldn't be.
Kenny says, what the heck?
He's got a college football slash draft question if you got time tonight, pretty much.
Yeah, hit me up. Us. Mr. Wiltsey, aloha, Mr. Wiltsey says, any Nuggets news? I mean, I had some with barbecue sauce last night, if that counts.
I think Jokic is fine. He got hurt last night. He stepped on a foot. He got hurt. I think he's fine, but no Nuggets news. Nothing that I know.
Didn't they make a minor trade today?
I mean, a lot. Yeah,
I made a minor trade. Everyone's damn trade was minor today. I only have a few trades I want to actually get to.
They traded Hunter Tyson to the Brooklyn Nets. And that was largely a move made for the Ducks, not for the Duck tax.
Yeah, for the it might as well be a Duck tax because it's the second apron.
Yeah, by the way, didn't I say that yesterday? I told you, Rob. I said it's pretty likely at this point that MPJ wasn't getting moved.
I was surprised that Cam Thomas got waived.
No, I wasn't surprised either. I'm not at all.
I was.
Yeah. But remember, yesterday he didn't play for personal reasons, and honestly, Brandon knows this better than I do. The coaching staff hates him.
Yeah, they don't like him.
They don't like him at all. So he's wanted out at all costs.
He's not a part of their vision for the future, and not just that, but he's never healthy and he doesn't play defense. and on top of that, not even before the coaching staff kind of stopped playing him, his attitude was just poor.
Yeah. Which again, I don't get for a guy that all he does is ball hog and shoot the ball. So whoever's gonna get him is gonna have to fix that because he can't shoot the ball 30 times on a contender.
He's James Harden light. That's basically what he is.
Except he's not even close to as good as James Harden was at that age.
I'm just saying he's just nothing but a scorer. Like he heats up like a microwave. It's hard to stop him when it starts falling in the basket. But but after that point, it's like every time he gets the ball, especially, and then the thing is that's another reason why they can't move because MPJ is the more efficient guy. Plus MPJ, even though he's a ball hog, MPJ does pass the ball too at times. Yeah. Cam Thomas doesn't pass the ball at all.
Yeah. Trinidad Chambliss has to enter the draft. No, Kenny, that is wrong. That is no. That is wrong. Listen. This is a very complicated situation, but listen, he does not have to enter the draft. In fact, he is not eligible for the NFL draft. Not at all. He's not eligible at all. The whole thing that happened yesterday was the NCAA. So there's a huge court battle going on. I'll explain the story. So he had in junior college and D2, he had a bunch of sinus issues, like a lot of medical issues that constitute a medical red shirt. So he wanted an extra year. So here's the deal with this. He's not eligible as of right now, he's not eligible for the draft. We're 2 months away from the draft. He hasn't done any draft prep whatsoever. He's not eligible at all. He's going back to college. And here's why. So the NCAA, so it's a huge court battle going on in Mississippi and in the entire state. I think it's also in federal court somehow. Anyway, a big lawyer who's dealt a lot with NIL stuff is handling this situation. In fact, Lane Kiffin connected him with this lawyer, which is kind of funny. I'm being serious. So here's the deal. They filed a second, I think it's a second injunction. They filed a second injunction with the NCAA. They denied him that injunction, but it is currently still being processed in Mississippi court. So what's going to happen is the exact reason. Who else? It's Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia got an extra year for playing in JUCO as well due to a lot of these similar issues. So here's what's going to happen. The court in Mississippi, the judge in that court case is going to rule a pause on the case. So that's the same thing that happened to Pavia. A pause means that he has to play at Ole Miss while the pause is happening. So that's what's going to happen is he's going to be back at Ole Miss because they're going to pause the case. They're going to say, we're going to go deal with it next summer because we're about to hit spring ball. So, no, he is going back to Ole Miss because the Mississippi court is just going to say, we're going to pause the case, and then they're going to figure it out before the draft next summer.
They did deny his appeal, so that's what...
Well, no, the Mississippi court didn't. The federal court denied his appeal. The Mississippi court didn't.
Oh, got it.
It's two cases. So Trinidad Chambliss is not in any draft board because he's not eligible at all. He's going back to college.
Got it.
So just bear that he's going back. Unless something crazy happens with the Mississippi court, which it absolutely could, and the NFL could do some maneuvering and I have no idea how this works. This is new to me and everybody. But as of right now, he is not in this draft class, and he will not be drafted.
Also, just to add on as an addendum to that, Sean Blee's injunction hearing is expected to be heard on February 12th in Chancery Court of Lafayette County in Mississippi, which is about 45 minutes from where I live.
So guess what? That's what's going to happen. They're going to hear that. They're either going to accept his appeal because that's the appeal in the court. I think it's an appeal. Whatever. They're going to basically, the Mississippi court is absolutely going to be like, hey, we agree with Chambliss. And then the NCAA is going to file another appeal, and then it's going to go to another court. It's going to keep going. So because it's going to keep going, he has to play. He's technically still an Ole Miss player right now. So no, he's not going to go to the draft at all.
And by the way, just to mention Kenny's last thing about the comps, Yeah, I've been
That's
saying
exactly
it
what I
about.
have. It's a
I've been
Lamar
saying it for about a
comp.
month, and a half now. Yeah, he looks just like I even started watching the Miami game in the semifinal, and I was like, yeah, he's got Lamar Jackson written all over. He looks every bit like him.
I'm
Now,
very.
now I have the
want
song Miami stuck in my head.
I want him to come back because I think if he and look, this draft class for quarterbacks next year is stupidly loaded. It's dumbo loaded.
Yeah,
There's
it's much weaker this year, which I think is part of
Yeah.
why some people tried to push him to go this year.
That's why I
Well-
thought he was gonna go.
Right.
Yeah, but he decided not to. No, but next year's class is like stupid. There's like at least 12 quarterbacks that can potentially be franchise guys in this next class because of what's happened to college
Well, I
football.
will say this. I mean, I will say this. That's right now. I mean, we all know everybody and their dog. 1 year to another. We at one point thought Spencer Rattler was going to be, the next
Right.
something or other.
I'm just saying. I'm
never saw it with him, by the way.
No. But as
Yeah.
of right now, we're looking at least 8 to 12 guys, including Chambliss.
Yeah.
And this is why I want Chambliss to go back because I think if Chambliss continues to show, especially the running ability,
Mhm.
he's gonna easily
be one or two.
he'll be 1 or 2 or at least top 5. So he should go back.
He said, Kenny says, "Let me change my question. Would you come out if you were Chambly with this being a weak QB class?"
No, because he would be a third round pick. He wouldn't go top 10 at all.
So here's what's interesting to me. I have also the same answer, but for an almost opposite reason. I would say no, but I would say no because next year, with a much more loaded class, I don't think he goes as high, which means I don't think he's going to go to his crap of a franchise what do you call it?
Crap organization kind of. I hear that in a way.
Structure. And I'd like to see him go to somewhere that actually has a hope and a prayer of developing quarterbacks rather than go to a place like New York or Cleveland where he'd be doomed.
Well, that's what I'm worried about is that because he was so good this year that he'll be the first or second quarterback next year, and then he'll just come out and play for a crap team.
Well, that's why I think going in a deeper draft next year would give me more hope with him because I'd rather see him get drafted. I've said this multiple years. I'd rather see these quarterbacks get drafted lower to teams that actually have, can put them in a Kansas City type situation, can put them into a situation where even if they do play their first year, they're playing for something that gives them a hope and a prayer, whether it's, a team with good, plug and play offense, whether it's a team with a good offensive coach that's proven to be able to develop quarterbacks, whether it's a team with a veteran quarterback that can teach him the ropes, and he doesn't have to play right away. Ideally, a combination thereof. So that's why I would rather see him come out next year. Let's face it. Nobody wants to quarterback the Jets this year. When was the last time somebody ever wanted to quarterback the Jets?
True. That is true.
But that's what I'm worried about next year is that if he plays well again, he'll be like a top 3 quarterback, and he might go to the Jets. Like
I'm the one quarterback I'm most curious about in next year's draft class is Arch Manning. What does he look like next year?
I think that he's considered the wild card for most people in next year's draft.
Yeah, because he would have gone number 1 if he actually played really well this year, but he was awful.
He said, "See if Wood come out with Cellini
ceiling."
Oh dear God. And Lamar Jackson comparison. I'll take a shot in first round.
No, absolutely not. Not with the depth at other positions in this class.
Well, I'll say this. For me, it would depend on the team and the situation because I think that there are teams that can afford to take. Hang on a second. That can afford to take that risk. Maybe not in the first specifically, but earlier than other teams would.
Yeah. I'm just saying, look at the offensive line talent. Look at what we saw at the Senior Bowl last week. Look at the O-line talent. Look at the D-line talent. Look at the linebackers that we talked about. This is a really good class.
I mean, Brandon knows I'm on the Caden Proctor at number 23 train.
Mm-hmm.
But especially now that I have a hunch that our esteemed guy at right tackle is going to follow Stoutland out the door.
Yeah.
Kenny says, let him sit for a year and sit Kime, Jordan Love.
Sit behind.
No. I'd rather him play in
You're not
college
in
for another year.
Willis, Kenny?
No. Why would I do that when he could play
I
an
was
extra
being
year in
sarcastic.
college? I'd rather him just this is why I hate your quarterback, Scoop. Your quarterback
Ty
going
Simpson?
out. Yeah. Why is he coming out? He's not ready at all to come out. But he wants to
Yeah.
come out
I
because
think Chambliss is more ready than he is.
I think Sean.
I agree. I
And
agree.
also, you guys have not confused. You guys have corrected something that apparently I've been doing. I thought his name was Sean Blee. I thought he was French.
No. Oh my
No.
God. Holy crap. Scoop.
So wait.
You watch Old Miss football.
So Scoop.
What?
Wait.
I don't
God.
listen to the commentary.
Oh,
Scoop. You know
Scoop.
Yankees folk hero Chris Chambliss. Wait a minute. You're a Yankee. I was gonna say you're a Yankee fan. You don't know who Chris Chambliss is.
We all know that I forget names very easily, but that name's not ringing a bell.
The guy that hit the big well, he was a big postseason performer, but Chambliss is known for I believe it was 76 when he hit the home run in 76. I think
it was 76 from my record because you've told me about it,
Okay.
Brandon. So
Yeah.
I think
Okay, because so that was because we won the World Series 77 and 78.
Yeah, I forget which year he did it, but I know he was a Yankee for 5 years. Yeah, he was an all-star. He was an all-star in '76. Yeah, he hit the the series-winning home run in the '76 ALCS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh Batika says, "Good evening, boys."
Batika.
It's
Josh from TCA. Batika.
By the way,
Golly.
Josh, congratulations on hiring Frank Reich as your OC.
Have fun. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Also,
Aaron Rodgers would be the last QB that wanted to play for the Jets, right?
True.
Yeah, that's
Accurate.
true. I do wonder what his levels of ayahuasca were at the time. I love this because I'm in a debate with Rob. Steelers first round, absolutely. Sit behind Rodgers and play next year.
Rodgers is gonna retire. Their best quarterback option is Will Howard right now.
Oy.
Just saying that's Mike McCarthy formula. Favre, Rodgers. I'll be honest. I don't hate what
I don't hate it.
Cautiously buying what Kenny's selling right now.
But wait. Sorry, Brandon. But here's the problem. Why would I want him to sit behind someone when he could play in college for another year and get more experience? You want more reps. That's why I hate what Ty Simpson did. He needs more damn reps.
I do think it depends on the player. I do think that there are some players who do benefit from the mental learning behind been there, done that type of guy, like Pat Mahomes did with Alex Smith.
That is a fair point. Yeah.
I do think, and again, Mahomes is obviously a unicorn. I don't mean to say that everybody can have that type of, but I do think there are some guys who can benefit from that. Now, again, I know as well as anybody, as somebody who's watched almost every Alabama game televised in the last 18 years, I do know as well as anybody that our quarterback going to the NFL pipeline track record is dog water.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't hate I thought that he could have benefited from staying another year, but I didn't think that he was making a massive mistake. But again, this is what I sound like a broken record, but this is what I say a lot when it comes to quarterbacks. It's going to come down to the fit for me. It's going to come down to, if I see him go up, hiccups. If I see him go and sit behind a guy who's 37 years of age, who is, known for being a good leader in the locker room, is not expected to start until year 2, then I think that I'd be more comfortable than if I see him go to a team like, Cincinnati, where, Joe Burrow is made of plexiglass and he'd have to start 3 minutes in under an offense run by Zach Taylor.
Chambliss is going to the Rams then?
Wait, Brandon, wait.
Antonio Cromartie.
Brandon, you know this as much as I do. I mean, we all know this here that well, first off, why would you not? Okay, first off, with the Ty Simpson thing, He got offers, and this is tampering. He got a $7 million offer from Miami and didn't take it, which is unbelievably stupid.
Well, and that's what I wanted to say. Like, I gained so much respect. I mean, I already respected him, obviously. I gained so much respect for him that day when he decided to still go to the draft. I was like, you know what? This guy is in a world where so many people are going to chase the money. And again, a lot of times will respect and not fault you for that. This guy was looking at this and saying, you know what? I mean, even Jalen Hurts transferred. This guy was saying, you know what? Alabama's what made me. Alabama's where I developed. I'm not going to another school. And I respect the hell out of that.
No, and so Brandon, here's my thing with the Chambliss thing, right? Let's say he goes to the Steelers, right? Everyone's going to be clamoring for him every time Aaron Rodgers has a bad game.
Oh yeah,
that's a terrible situation for everyone involved.
And I just don't like him under a Mike McCarthy offense. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
So, like I don't think that makes any sense. Like honestly, you know where he could go, and I said it like 2 seconds ago. Put him on the Rams and let him sit behind Stafford for a year. Like
that I would like.
When I was talking about, you know, a 37-year-old, you know, one thing or another, one of the first teams I was thinking of was the LA Rams.
Because Stafford doesn't have, I mean, listen, Stafford was great this year, but I think Stafford, you know, at what point do you say enough's enough in your career? He's a Hall of Famer. Like if he wins MVP, what more do you have to do?
And that's my biggest. I understand he wants to win another Super Bowl, and he probably has a good chance next year. The guy has chronic back and knee pain. Like, retire, dude.
Like next year is probably gonna be the last year. I can't see it going 2 more years.
We'll see. Here's the thing. I want to believe. I mean, not that I want to believe that per se, but I feel inclined to believe that. But I believe that the last 3 freaking years. So
we didn't hear about
turning into Tom Brady, not in the level of quality of play per se, but in the sense that I keep thinking it's his last year and the mother keeps coming back.
Well, here's the issue with Brady.
Year,
here's the issue. Brady didn't have the level of because it's chronic pain.
Yeah,
it's a day, like it's every day for him. He had to go into like a back thing. Like, what are we doing?
Real quick, Kenny says, I keep saying real quick. No, this is real quick, but that's what the show is. I love your points, Rob, and I don't 100% disagree, but I think Ole Miss as a team has reached a ceiling. I just like him coming out and drafted by a team who was a contender out the gate. Steelers, I'm not sure if I buy into them as a contender out the gate. Rams, even the Cardinals would make sense in this year's draft.
Cardinals.
Here's the thing. This is where I would jump in. I would use the meme. You had me in the first half. I'm not going to lie, because I'm not in on the Cardinals right now.
The Cardinals have the worst. The Cardinals going into the offseason is going to have the worst roster in the NFL.
I can see why Kenny would say it though, because you're trusting Michael LaFleur to be like Matt.
Yeah. But
they're different.
I think that we get really caught up with this sort of last name thing in sports.
Yeah.
You know, we did it with Kyle and Mike, which that somewhat worked out well, even though I think Kyle Shanahan's the most overrated head coach in the NFL. We've done it, you know, I mean, I've done it with, you know, plenty of guys as well. You know, and again, the Cardinals, he wasn't their first choice. Their first choice was Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
So,
why would you want to go to the Cardinals?
A lot of people think Vance Joseph was preferred over.
Did you just say that? You said Vance Joseph?
I didn't say agree with it. I'm just saying a lot of people believe that.
Oh God!
Real quick, I got a couple more to get to who have popped in. Hello, Swifty Scoopies and boys. Okay, that just sounds like a bad kid show.
It sounds like something on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
By the way, Nikki said that you ignored her from before because she was in here.
Yeah, when I saw Trevor, I realized I have to go back to Nicole. I completely short-circuited there. I hope all is well. Thank you for joining us on The Juice. Rob, we appreciated having you in Scoops. We'll have to do it again sometime. Yes, thank you. Go watch Kenny and Trevor and their guests on The Juice. Trevor, if you or Kenny wants to drop exactly when that show airs, just so I don't screw it up by advertising, you guys let me know. Kenny says, bingo, Brandon, if you're not a top 15 drafted QB, you should be going back for the NIL money. Thanks for taking my question and making it a topic. Thanks for such a topic-worthy question, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Cardinals
We love
not a contender, Rob, but LaFleur is taking over the team
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I'll go back just because I don't want to do this again. Yeah, Nicole said, "Hi, Scoops and friends. Happy Olympics.
Happy
Happy
Olympics.
Olympics to you, you too, Nikki."
I'm watching the bigger competition right now because I didn't watch it earlier.
You know what? I'm glad Keith brought this up because I meant to bring this up today and I completely short-circuited on doing so. I knew that I had forgotten a couple topics, and this is one of them. Not a single black head coach hired with 10 openings. Rooney Rule strikes again.
Did you guys hear what Roger Goodell said about it at his presser yesterday or 2 days ago? He once again said it's an extreme issue. Like, if it's an extreme issue, then fix it, because it's been a problem for 3 damn years. Plus, it's been a problem for 10 years. Fix it then. It's your responsibility. You're the commissioner. Fix it. Don't just keep saying at every Super Bowl presser when you get asked, "Hey, are you going to fix the Rooney Rule? Hey, are you going to fix the Rooney Rule?" And he says the same dang thing every year. It's so flipping annoying. If you want to fix the problem, fix it. You have 2 weeks of owners meetings in Florida in June or July. Fix it.
Yeah.
Fix it then. You're the commissioner. You can tell these owners, "Hey, this is a serious problem. We're getting killed. This is not public opinion. We're getting killed.
Yeah.
This is also really bad for our product because we have a majority of black players." Tell them that.
Yeah. I would also add, let me just, and I do want to also add, there were minority candidates who were hired to head and assistant coaching positions, just that they were not specifically black head.
Oh no!
Did Scoop die? No, Scooby. No, but yeah, there were assistant coaches that were being interviewed, but but Brandon, it doesn't mean anything because. It doesn't. Yeah, you're supposed to interview 3 of them, anyway. So that's the thing.
Testing.
You're good, Scoop. I finished your. I finished your point for you, but
thanks for finishing that. But I just Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but Brandon, that's the issue. It's like, yeah, they're required to interview people, but if they're not incentivized to hire them, then what the hell's the point of the rule in the first place?
Well, let's see. Here's the thing, and I mentioned it on one of our shows. I don't know if it was FAH. I don't know if it was WTS. I don't know where it was, but we talked about it where basically I said interviewing for example, the Matt Ryan looked like a shoe-in from the jump to go to the Falcons. I know.
Yeah, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And so to look at that and basically, if somebody got interviewed for that, pretty much knowing that the job was going to somebody else, why would anyone even want to take that interview?
Yeah.
So I think that there's a tough needle to thread there because it's, some teams, we can even talk about other sports, but going back to 2008 with Major League Baseball, with the Yankees, when they parted with Joe Torre, pretty much most people knew that Joe Girardi was, the heir to the throne, so to speak. If it weren't going to be Don Mattingly, sometimes that just happens.
I'm sorry, Scoop.
Yes.
You know what the biggest problem with this is, and I hate to bring this up, but it's kind of true if you think about it. A lot of these owners come from an era where Jerry Jones was a great example, come from an era where African Americans were segregated.
Oh, entirely. And I entirely think I entirely believe that is a factor. I'm not somebody who's going to sit here and just say that, that has no relevance to this.
I think it has a lot of relevance. Yeah. Because a lot of these owners, I'm not saying these owners are racist, although I would assume some of them are. I'm not going to lie to you. But
I think at least some of them, if they are not directly, I think that some of them are influenced by tendencies that are rooted in that. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that would be the best way to put it. But Brandon, what do you think on those things?
It's so weird too, because it's like we all know that it's a problem in the NFL. It's also just one of the bigger issues I think too is that kind of ties into it is a lot of the candidates too though are like we know the history of with Brian Flores. We know he's not a great head coaching type of hire.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
So like we have him. Like
Did we talk about the Vikings last week? I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Did we talk about the Vikings on this show last week?
We did.
We did. We talked about it on both shows last week. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Continue.
And then you've got Gerard Mayo, who never should have been hired in the first place. Like, it's like it kind of goes like, I feel like it's like you need to find more candidates, but you also got to find good ones. Like, I almost feel that a lot of these owners and a lot of these front offices are just picking, like, they're
just bad at hiring.
Yeah, like it's like yeah, we need more, but you need to find the right ones. Like, don't
I also think that there's an element to that though, where it's like you need to find good ones, yes, but I also think that there is an element to this where it's you need to cultivate good ones as well.
That too, yeah.
I think that there's an element to this where I think that some organizations are just bad at developing talent in the coaching sphere, but I think it just magnifies it more when you get like a Hugh Jackson, who's one of the worst head coaches in history. And I think that, but also it comes back to this, right? Let me rephrase that. It's not that it all comes back to this, but I think some of it does, and I think it doesn't get talked about enough. In the last few years, we've seen guys like Hugh Jackson. We've seen guys like Adam Gase. We've seen guys like
Jesus.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not super interested in what you did with a Hall of Fame level quarterback as an OC.
By the way, Scoop, I need to ask you this question. Have you ever watched the Hard Knocks with Cleveland Browns when Hugh Jackman was the head coach?
Oh God.
Hugh Jackman.
Or not Hugh Jackman.
I know what you meant.
I know, but you two get on me with names all the time.
Sorry, I'm in a Marvel brain right now. Doomsday's breaking me. Anyways, with Hugh Jackson, dude, that is the greatest season of Hard Knocks in history. Because Hugh was awful. Have you watched that, Scoop?
Do you remember the? Excuse me. I mean, he was bad, but do you remember the? I don't even think it was Hard Knocks, but it was a. I don't know if I watched that season to actually answer your question.
Please watch it. I would love to see your brain explode. Find that whole season and watch
anything about amazing. The Cleveland Browns makes my brain explode,
dude. That if you want, like you exploit about the Browns all the time, but not which I get because I'm with you. But I am.
Yeah. Well, also keep in mind because of my grandfather and I. Like
it bleeds through. It's blood.
But not only that, but we would talk about the Browns so much that I basically was a Cleveland Browns therapist for about 10 years or 15 years of my life. So I knew more about that team against my will than most Eagles fans probably would.
Well, okay, but Scoop, I'll if I have to, I'll get it to you. That Hard Knocks season to me made my blood boil. I'm not even a Browns fan. Watching that season for you would be amazing. Because you would Brandon, I'm right? Like he would
I don't have
explode.
HBO, by the way.
Yeah. We'll take care of that. Sorry, Brandon. Am I right? What is blood like? Absolutely boil. We watched like the first 2 episodes of that season one year for the show. Like, that season is awful.
It's insanely bad, and it's not. And you know what? I know what I was thinking too, and I wanted to go back to what just real quick to what Kenny said.
Yeah, I got to. And after that, I got to catch up on some comments from the last 7.
Yeah, with all the coaching stuff about because he said Tomlin wanted to sit out this year. Joseph failed in the past. Flores has problems. Raheem Morris failed. Who would you hire? Like, what I want the NFL to do because we talk about cultivating head coaches.
That's not what the show is about.
We're tired. We had to wake up early and watch the U.S. women's.
We didn't have to do jack.
Listen, for some reason today, like I'm still battling some car sickness I had earlier, so I'm trying to figure this out as I go. But
that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I get car sick easy actually. Like I don't get to the point of throwing up, but I almost did today. But what I was gonna say was what I want them to do, like, or what the NFL should do, because we talk about like all the coaches that are failing, and that's a problem. And then like but a lot of these crappy teams are giving these coaches, white or black, giving them interviews, and I'm like, you guys are looking at the wrong people. Like what we should be doing is like when you look at where it starts, and a coaching path always starts somewhere. Like I would almost bet the house that Christian Parker eventually will be a DC and then become a defensive head coach, because what he's done with secondaries, most importantly Philly, if he has a good year this year with Dallas's secondary, he's gonna get DC looks.
And that's how I feel with Sean Mannion. If that offense is better, Sean Mannion's going to get a head coaching job.
Like, it's just like, like, to me, it's like, the problem is a lot of these coaches in the past, I mean, there's already not many, there's only so many can be great, but, and especially like in this league, out of the 32 teams, how many coaches can we say are really good? Maybe a quarter, if that.
Yeah, I think a quarter is fair.
So like, but if you want to get more black coaches into the league, and when they know this is a problem, start looking at the guys who are like DB coaches or offensive assistants, and start slowly promoting them through whatever team.
Like what's happening with the Eagles. Exactly. 100%.
And do it that way.
The Eagles are notoriously notoriously is not the right word, but like well known to be one of the best teams at developing personnel talent.
Yeah.
Especially African American coaches. You guys do it better than most of the league.
Most teams, yeah.
Scoop, can I do this? Can I do this Giannis thing? Because I just got a report about the Giannis thing, and I'm really upset about it right now.
Yeah, and then I'll go to the comments after that.
Okay, guys, this is the only trade deadline thing I have. Other than Charlotte is much better. Charlotte looks really good after getting Kobe White. By the way, so the second apron makes a lot of these trades really stupid because they have to like get under the tax. That's basically what's happening this year, and it's going to continue to happen.
Most of the players, most of the trades today were this guy for a second round pick just to get
under the tax. Under the second. So that's going to be a problem because every team is going to not have enough money to make any move, which is basically what happened. So Charlotte got better. That's the one thing I have to say. I'm so tired of Giannis and Antetokounmpo. I'm so done. I'm so pissed.
What did he do?
I'm pissed at him. I'm pissed at him. I'm pissed at his camp.
At him specifically? What happened?
Yes. I'm pissed at him. I'm pissed at him. I'm pissed at his camp. I'm so tired of this. Okay, so here's the deal. He does this every year. He's done this for 3 straight years, him and his camp, and it's so annoying, and I'm over it. Either make a decision or move forward. So this started happening. It got more intense this year, but this has been happening for 3 years straight. Every year it comes Shams or Woj, but mostly Shams now, obviously, does a report and he goes, him and his camp are exploring options for his future.
Yeah.
Okay. For 3 straight trade conversation. Let's go. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. And then he's like, and then we're speculating like crazy. Where is he going to go? We had the speculation Minnesota. We did a whole thing, right? Last week on the show of where he might go. And then he does that. And then Brandon told me he did this thing in The Athletic yesterday where he's like, I want to stay and this and that. And I'm happy at home. And then Crispy Haynes on NFL and Prime on their pregame today said he didn't request a trade. You did request a trade. If one of your camp is saying we're exploring options, you requested a trade. And he's done this for 3 years. Dude, make a damn decision and stick with it. I am so beyond exhausted, especially this year. I don't get it. I am shocked. I am flabbergasted. I get that he loves Milwaukee. I get it. I understand it. But this is also basketball. This Bucks team sucks. They stink. Look, the past couple of years where we've discussed the Giannis trade, a lot of it is because they're a playoff team that we have no idea. We don't think they're going to make the finals.
Yeah.
Right? That's part of the reason. But this year,
they're actually terrible.
This team stinks. They suck. Doc Rivers can't coach. Look at his damn rotations. He doesn't know what he's doing. Why would you want to stay in that situation if you're Giannis? Why? When you have Golden State lining up, Minnesota lining up, even Miami lining up, and I get it, it's hard because of the second apron and the luxury tax, but you can't go out here and say, I did request a trade, or I wanted to stay in Milwaukee the whole time. No, your camp told Shams, someone in your camp told Shams, we're exploring opportunities. He's done this for 3 years.
Can I respond
Make
to that?
a damn
I'm sorry.
decision. Make a damn decision. Either stay or leave. Go, Scoop. I'm so flipping exhausted by this.
Okay. So I'll say this. I disagree. And I disagree for a couple of reasons. I interpreted this. Well, first and foremost, we kept hearing that Milwaukee was not getting the packages they were hoping for.
Because of the second apron. What packages are they going to get?
So what I'm wondering is if, I almost said Shams, if Giannis kind of saw the writing on the wall a few days ago, and I'm wondering if he just didn't want to completely tank chemistry on the team, knowing that he wasn't going to get traded. So I'm
Tank
wondering
chemistry for a team that has 19 wins, who sucks. They don't have chemistry.
I'm not saying that it was inherently going to make a huge difference in winning or losing, but I'm just wondering if that was a factor in this whole thing, because I mean, again, we saw the biggest head case perhaps in modern NBA history, who pisses me off to no end because I had to deal with him when I was a Brooklyn fan, and God help the guy sitting in the top left. I don't know how he still is, but as I call him, James Soft N, I just watched him once again force his way out of yet another city.
He didn't force his way out. He didn't. This situation, he didn't. This was all Clippers. This was all LA. Anyway.
Did you guys see the I don't know for the life of me what the guy's name is, but there's a guy who this wasn't new. This was back like the first week or so of the season, and there was I don't know if it was a pregame show or a postgame show.
I sent it to you guys. The Clippers guy who yelled at him, or the Rockets guy who yelled at him.
I want this piped into the Clippers locker room so Harden can hear me.
That guy said what I wanted to say on this show better than I ever could have.
Yeah.
Because he drives me freaking nuts. And the thing that he said at the end was, you're gonna go home, you're gonna be swiping for your next team, and nobody's gonna be swiping right on you, or whatever the hell he said.
Well, guess what? People swipe around it. But the Harden thing, this particular situation, it was the Clippers because of the salary. The Clippers wanted him gone. This wasn't him at all. So bear that in mind.
That's fair. And so I'll roll it back a little bit then. So that's fair. But it's you want to talk about someone whose name is in the freaking the rumors every time
every time a trade deadline comes around for the last 5 years.
That or an off season or whatever the case may be. And it's just I don't even know. Like for example, you were asking us, I think, a couple of days ago, or a week or so ago. We weren't on air, I don't think. You were asking us, these different players in the NBA, what jersey do you think he'll go into the Hall of Fame with? This guy's going to have his jersey cut into 8 different pie slices with a different logo on each one of them.
I did forget to mention, Harden's jersey's already up in the Raptors, right?
For the Raptors, he didn't play for them.
No. For in the rafters. Sorry, I was.
Oh, the Rafters. Sorry, I can't.
We're just misspeaking a lot tonight.
No, I can't hear.
Did you it's already up there, right? It's already done.
For the Rockets or the Thunder?
For the Houston Rockets strip club that's next to the stadium.
I mean, not one part of that sentence surprises me.
I mean, but he'll be going in as a Rocket. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's just I mean, I'm surprised that teams would even get into that business at this point, because there is not one team in the last 10 years that I can remember that had a peaceful, positive separation with this guy.
Okay, wait, but let me counter that with what I think is happening. Let me counter that with what I think is happening with Cleveland.
Go for it.
Cleveland is at a very interesting place where Harden unfortunately makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Darius Garland cannot stay healthy.
No,
His
yeah.
foot is right now just rooted. That being said, I did try to trade for him in fantasy basketball because I don't care. I wanted him.
I mean, it's a much different when you're on the floor versus when you're playing kids.
Yeah. No, but again, because last year, if you told me that because they talk about this on the Bill Simmons podcast, and I agree, if you told me last year, hey, I proposed this trade to you, would any team do it, or would the Cavs do it? No. But his stock is down because he's just massively hurt all the time. So with Cleveland, there's two sides to this with Cleveland that I am kind of one foot in both camps. One, Cleveland is very desperate to win a title. This roster is ready to win one right now, and their window is closing fast. They probably only have a year, maybe two, to try to get a title. But so that's where the Harden thing makes sense, is that they don't have to worry about their future. They have to worry about their present. They have a team that's ready to win right now. But the issue is, and this is the major problem, Harden has never been successful in a playoff series.
That's another level of this.
Is he really the guy? And again, is he really the guy to push you over the hump? Now, again, everything played out with this whole thing with the salary, because their salaries actually matched like identically. I think it was like $39.5 million. So this was the only move the Cavs could have made to get better. So it's a really difficult situation where it's like they have to get rid of Garland because he's an asset, right? They have to get rid of Garland because he's an asset that a team like the Clippers would want.
Yep.
And the only team that could feasibly offer something better for that asset at the current point was Harden and the Clippers. So it's kind of like a catch size fits all thing, or I didn't even say it properly, but you know what I mean.
I know what you were going for.
Where what better move could Cleveland have made to get better to win a title right now? And the answer is nothing.
I don't think that they necessarily could have. Excuse me, sorry. It's just you were talking about Giannis, and I'll circle back to that because I didn't mean to completely drag us off route.
Oh no!
No.
Oh, not again.
You're good. You're good.
God, apparently I'm running on dial-up or something. But I didn't mean to drag us off Route 66 here with taking us away from the Giannis thing. But
no, well, it's all trade deadline stuff. It all works.
And real quick, as people have seen on the Chiron down there, the Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels has won assistant coach of the year.
Well deserved. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, but I do think that the Giannis thing comes to a head this summer. I do think that the John Morant thing comes to a head this summer. I do think that the Zion Williamson thing comes to a head this summer. Please, Lord, help me.
It will not. It will not. I'm telling you right now, it will not. Zion. The Pelicans got calls for Zion, and they basically said no. They want him.
Okay. So, but first and foremost, Alvarado should not have been the only move we made today. We were supposedly taking calls on Misi. We were supposedly taking calls on not Herb Jones. Excuse me.
You're taking calls on everybody.
You're
taking calls on the whole roster.
On Jordan Poole. Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. I don't think so.
No. So it was Poole. It was Poole. It was Murray.
It was Poole. It was Misi.
It was Murray.
Murray. Yep.
And by the way, I understand why you made the Alvarado move. Yeah. I love that the moment Miles McBride is getting surgery, you literally help them.
Yeah. I don't know where it originated from. I can't really trace it back to who I originally saw it from. But if that's even 1% true, that what I saw yesterday, that somebody in our front office thinks that they have the makings of a playoff team, then this person needs to be deported from Louisiana and not allowed back.
I'll be honest. I don't think it's accurate.
I'm
think
afraid that it's not.
I don't think it is at all. Okay, and
real
okay.
quick, I want. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And then since you're talking about the Pelicans, Brooklyn, where does Cam Thomas go, Brandon? Where do you think he fits? Because I have no idea.
I mean, he has to go somewhere where first of all, he can't go to a team that has no damn defense because he doesn't provide any himself. So wherever he goes, he kind of has to be like a sixth man scorer, just a scorer off the bench.
Yeah,
like because they moved off a couple of guys who seem like they would have provided what he provides.
Which team?
Boston. They moved off guys like Anthony Simmons. They moved off guys like
it's Anthony.
They moved off guys like Tinot Tippett, something like that.
Who?
I can't remember the damn guy's name.
I see, when I think about Cam Thomas, like out of all, to me, he's a good enough scorer that he should be on a playoff team.
Yeah.
So out of all the teams in the NBA, what teams need that kind of depth scoring? Not.
I agree with Boston. I agree. I think Boston is a very smart thought. I just think Boston.
I can only think of 3 or 4 teams that play defense.
Oh, Boston. Well, that's the thing. I don't think he matches. I don't think, not culture wise, but I don't think that I can't see it there. I mean, I can see it from a playing standpoint. I can't see it from a culture and fan base standpoint. I don't think they'd like him there, especially because it's like I like Cam Thomas. I did when he's in Brooklyn, but people here were getting tired of him because it's just he doesn't play defense and he's always hurt and his attitude sucks. So
I'm gonna throw out 2 non-playoff teams that I think will make a run at him, just because of the age. I think Utah and Washington will both make a significant run at him.
Yeah, again, because I mean he could be a part of a team's future, but I don't know. Like the thing is, I thought early on Cam Thomas could be a starting 5 guy, but when you don't play defense, you can't be.
Yeah.
So to me, at best, he's a 6th man. And I just so basically that's what you're going to need out of him going forward.
Did we get to a couple of the older comments?
Yes, we did. Those. Yeah,
I think we're a little bit behind on some of this because Kurt was asking Alvarado to the Knicks the thoughts on that.
I love it. I love it for the Knicks.
I like it for the Knicks. I mean, it didn't surprise me from our standpoint. I mean, there was a lot of people who believed the moment that the Terry deal happened. There was that he was going to be flipped to New Orleans. I'm not thrilled that he was the kind of move that I would have liked more if it came as part of a smorgasbord of other moves. Him being the literally only move that we made in the last 48 hours.
Alert the cheese, baby. You said smorgasbord. I'm thinking about a cheese board.
No, I know. Oh, you're thinking about a cheese board. I'm thinking about friggin' Sean Payton and his asshole playing calls. But I think the Wizards won the deadline. Now I just can't read. Won the deadline. Instant playoff contender next year. I like.
Yeah, I love what the Wizards did because they want to compete right now and they could get number 1. My big winner for this year is Charlotte. Charlotte getting Kobe White for a bag of chips to be a bench scorer is amazing, right? Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pretty much got the best at this point, the best bench guy in the entire league.
Right.
So
I think that they've done kind of what the Atlanta Braves did a few years ago, where they didn't necessarily go out and get a superstar, but they've gotten pieces, and like the kind of what the Milwaukee Brewers did. I know I'm changing sports, but they kind of have done. They've kind of showed that there's a difference between star compiling and roster building.
Right.
And
It turns you from a playoff contender to a championship contender. They're making championship moves.
Yeah.
right.
Adebayo was untouchable because
That was
they
literally
wanted,
the only guy who was untouchable, though. That's the thing.
The reason why is because the Heat want to partner him up with somebody else, and
Right.
that would have been Giannis. And so, and by the
I imagine one of the reasons why Giannis would want to go there would be to play with Bam.
right. And by the way, Khalil Ware not being on the trade block surprised me for Miami because he's actually hurting Adebayo a lot in terms of, well, they're hurting each other really, and Spo doesn't really know what to do with them. So I was surprised Khalil Ware didn't get any kind of substantial trade. I get it, he's young, but
Yeah.
Spoelstra doesn't really like him. So I'm very confused as to why he was not.
It sounded like if any team was in the red zone, if you want to call it that, to get Giannis, it sounded like it was Miami.
Yeah, it was Miami.
And
did you guys? I mean, well, no. When you guys are done, because I know we didn't touch baseball too much, but there's a baseball thing. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Yeah, I mean, people know when they tune into this show that we blow past the 1 hour mark.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to Ricky for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Keith said, I can't wait for the Major League Baseball lockout so we can get a cap and a floor, please, and a floor.
And a floor.
And the Angels might have a chance to be relevant. Your Angels having a chance to be relevant is because of a guy named Art Moreno. It's not because of the friggin' floor and cap. But if not, we should all just become Dodger and Yankees fans right now.
Okay, wait. So all the I apologize. So all the Boston Celtics did is get Vooch and trade Xavier Tillman?
No, they made a couple of other moves.
They made a couple. I like the Vooch move a lot, though. They need a proper center, so
yeah, that move with the Bulls I liked.
Yeah.
And then
Chris Boucher. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Kenny said that may be the worst draft in history. Zion, Ja, RJ Barrett. Yikes. Yeah, I remember freaking.
It was rough.
I remember back in 2019. I remember Knicks fans being like, "We're gonna get Zion. We're gonna get Zion. We're gonna get Zion," and they got RJ Barrett, and
who they traded for good value. Honestly, so it ended up working out.
I mean, when I say we got Zion, I fully acknowledge I was not a Pelicans fan at the point. But oh my God, the beginning of that draft, it kind of reminds me of the 2013 NFL draft, where just other than Lane Johnson, the first 8 picks of that draft are so forgettable.
Oh my God! Wait! That reminds me. That is not the worst draft in NBA history. There is one that is worse, and I need to find. I need to find which one it is.
I think it was 2013. Are you going to go to the one where Anthony Bennett was the first pick?
Yeah, that is easily the worst draft in human history. This draft is terrible, so bad.
The only reason I remember that is because I played 2K like a fiend that year.
Yeah, he was. Oh my God! What was the selection? Oh my God! Holy shit! Oh, I apologize. I apologize.
You're fine, bro.
Do you guys remember?
Probably not, but go on.
Speaking of NBA drafts,
oh my God,
where is
helium in your room?
Yeah, there is helium. Hang on, I gotta find it.
All right, while you do that, I'm gonna get back to the last comment here from Kenny.
Yeah.
Scoop, never too late to hop on the blue and orange train. Go New York, go New York, go.
Oh my God, is it this one? Yes. Okay, guys, this draft is amazing. The 1998 NBA draft is my favorite draft in NBA history.
I couldn't tell you one pick from that draft.
Okay, Brandon's gonna know these. So Vince Carter was in this draft class.
Oh, okay.
Paul Pierce was in this draft class.
Yep.
Richard Lewis was in this draft class.
That was actually a good draft class. Okay.
You say that. So Vince Carter went
so far.
Vince Carter went 5. Antoine Jameson went 4. Dirk went 9. Paul Pierce went 10. Do you guys know who went number 1 to the Clippers? Do you guys remember who went number 1?
shucks.
I
Come
feel
on,
like
come on, guys.
I feel
come
like I
on.
know. I just can't remember. Hold on.
Do you want me to say who it is? You guys are
Yeah,
gonna
'cause
lose your minds.
Yeah, because there's no way that I.
From Nigeria, out of the University of Pacific, center Michael Olowokandi went number one in that draft.
Rob?
He flamed out of the league in like 3 years.
Rob, I don't know who the hell that is.
Exactly.
I was gonna say Kwame Brown.
Kwame, bona fide scrub.
His last year in the NBA was 2006 with the Celtics. He barely did anything.
I will say. I mean, it doesn't sound like he had a great career, but getting 8 years out of him is still something.
I know, but Michael Olowokandi over Dirk Nowitzki is one of the most legendary decisions ever. Okay, Scoop, can we do Olympic stuff before we forget? Okay,
I haven't been stopping you.
okay. Lindsey Vonn is a dog. Are you kidding me?
That was the first thing I wanted to talk about.
Ruptured ACL.
Rupturing your anterior cruciate ligament, and
dude, did you see her workout today?
Yeah.
To prep.
Yeah.
She's doing weights with a. She's doing like, what is happening? How is she doing this?
She's not human. Is how.
She's 41 years old. She's about to do her first run in the qualifiers.
I thought she had retired, honestly, before this all happened.
Well, no, she did, and then she came back because she wanted one more Olympic run.
Oh.
Vince Carter got one more in me.
A ruptured. Okay, listen. A ruptured ACL that is apparently stable enough where it doesn't hurt her at all. She literally said in a presser that it doesn't hurt, which is insane. And she's about to go battle for a gold medal on Sunday.
But see, this is what's scary though.
That's
is like
crazy, bro.
It's like so it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, but it's a ruptured Achilles. But yet, so if you're gonna go out there and basically do a run on it and work out on it, then you're opening yourself up for further injury. Then
no, because they consulted multiple doctors and they literally said that if you're careful enough, you won't injure it again. You're fine.
I mean, she's got to be like a surgeon's level of care.
Oh yeah. Basically, they consulted like a bunch of doctors, and they were like, you're fine. If we put a heavy brace on it, you're fine. You're gonna be fine." It's like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? I have to find the clip. I'll find it right now of her at the presser.
Kenny says, Rob, 2007 NBA draft, first overall pick, maybe just as bad. I'm trying to think of who that one was.
I forgot who it was.
Was that Oden?
That's what I thought. Wasn't it Greg Oden?
Yeah, Greg Oden.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, it was Oden. Yeah.
Let me see. All
right. Are you guys ready to hear what she said? Because this makes it even more crazy.
Yeah, it was Greg Oden. We were right.
It was Oden, yeah. And number 2 was Kevin Durant to the Supersonics.
Oh.
I was gonna say, wasn't that like the last year that they were the Sonics?
Last year, and then Westbrook
drafting
was
Kevin Durant, and then Sia wouldn't want to be what a crappy way to leave town.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is the right clip. I apologize if this isn't, but I think this is it.
When you got the results about the ACL, and are you in any pain? Will you be skiing on painkillers or shots or?
Nope, I'm not in pain. It was painful initially after the crash, and which is why I had concern, which is why I went via helicopter to the hospital. I had a feeling it was bad, but I held out hope until I saw the MRI in front of me. But I haven't cried. I have not deviated from my plan. I've been determined. And, normally in the past, there's always a moment where you break down and you realize the severity and of things and that your dreams are slipping through your fingers, but I didn't have that this time. I'm not letting this slip through my fingers. I'm going to do it. End of story. So I'm not letting myself go down that path. I'm not crying. My head is high. I'm standing tall, and I'm going to do my best. And whatever the result is, that's what it is. But you can never say I didn't try.
She also hurt something in her MCL, and I think she broke part of her meniscus too.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
freaking goodness.
I think that's the clip I was trying to find is what was her whole diagnosis. But I think she like
how you can't feel pain with all that.
That is.
I'm trying to find the specific clip where she says what the injury is. So while you guys continue on that, I'll find it because it's yeah, she literally, like, not only is it the ACL, it's the MCL and the meniscus, and she feels zero pain. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
That is.
Okay, wait, there, I found it. Here you go.
Okay.
My knee is not swollen, and with the help of a knee brace, I am confident that I can compete on Sunday. So this is not obviously what I had hoped for. I've been working
I hope this
really
is the right
hard to
clip.
come into these games in a much different position. I know what my chances were before the crash.
Okay, and I can't find it. I need to find it because it's crazy. I mean, she literally like tore so much of her leg, and she feels like zero pain. Okay, here we go. I found it.
Friday,
I apologize for wasting time, but I found it. It's amazing. Okay, listen to this, guys.
Last Friday in Crans-Montana in the last World Cup, I completely ruptured my ACL. I also have bone bruising, which is a common injury when you tear your ACL, plus meniscal damage, which we're not sure if that was pre-existing or from the crash. But we have been doing extensive therapy, been consulting with doctors, been in the gym, and today I went skiing. And considering how my knee feels, it feels stable, I feel strong. My knee is not swollen, and with the help of a knee brace, I am confident that I can compete on Sunday.
So apparently, they don't know. She might have had meniscal damage before this. She was competing in World Cup events, probably with meniscal damage, and she wasn't feeling any pain. She didn't even know. How is that possible?
It's like the world's first bionic woman.
Yeah, no, for real.
I apologize for taking time to find that. I should have been better prepared.
That was valid.
She has meniscal damage and a ruptured ACL, and she's like, "I have no pain. I'm fine." Are you kidding me?
Obviously all three of us were rooting for her on Sunday, but I can't remember the last time I rooted for somebody as hard as I'm rooting for her on Sunday.
Here's the thing. I hope she wins gold. I don't even care if she wins the medal. This is her most impressive performance. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Honestly, because what the hell? Is this even possible?
I don't even know.
Just competing on it is enough.
Just competing on it is gold medal worthy for me. I don't even care.
Rob, what time is that event on Sunday?
I have to check. I think it's really early in the morning.
I was gonna say it can't run up against the Super Bowl.
Well, no,
yeah,
it's
that's
before
what I was
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'll check. Also, so Brandon and I took the time to watch USA Czechia, the women's hockey game this morning. Brandon, that ice looks like crap. It looks so bad.
Yeah,
I meant to wake up for that and I couldn't. So yeah, fill me in, please, because I didn't get to see.
So the first period, both teams kind of couldn't figure out the ice conditions, and then obviously in the second period, I think we won like 5-1 was the final score. We turned it off like middle of the second period. But Brandon, you were telling me like all of these specific things of why the ice actually looks terrible. So tell our audience about that, because it's one of the worst ice conditions we've ever seen. Also, it does look small. It looks insanely small. That's the first thing.
It's definitely small.
But go from there, because it's really bad, by the way.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
Yeah, so first of all, we know how small that rink was going to be, and it's crazy, and it looks small even with the women competing on it, so imagine the men. So that's not going to be fun for anybody. But so you've already got that right off the bat, and we knew that coming into it, like a month and a half ago, however many months.
It's 3 p.m. It's 3 a.m. Eastern USA Network Sunday.
Ugh.
For crying out loud.
Yeah, no one's watching that.
I
we want to, but
I want to watch it, but oh dear Lord.
I honestly, it's gonna be so long. I just want to see Lindsay's highlights. That's all I kind of care about.
Yeah,
highlights for her and Schifrin. Anyway, continue. So we know that it was small, but it's worse than it being small.
But
it's worse than that.
But like on TV, like you usually like not always. You can't always, unless you have a high def, camera. On TV,
women's downhill is 5:30 a.m. on USA.
That's still not any better.
Anyway, continue.
It's better. I mean, I think it's better.
So when you have high def cameras, like you can see like when you watch NHL games, you can see like all the scratches and whatever on the ice as the game goes on. But when they first come out into the ice, for professional games, you see the colors, you see the lines nice and clear, the blue and red lines. You see center ice pretty clearly. The logos, everything's clear. They stepped onto this ice today, and everything was faded. Blue lines were faded, red lines were faded. They were scratched up to holy hell. I was like, is this pond hockey somewhere out in the wild in Minnesota?
And by the way, I apologize. They already played 2 games on it before. So they didn't even clean they played 2 games on it earlier. We were the last game of the day.
They didn't even clean the ice. Like that's the worst part is you're starting a game which you're gonna have most of the eyes on the US, national team because it's the US.
Canada. But Canada, we'll talk about Canada in a second. That was crazy.
But you have them coming out today onto an ice that isn't even pretty much cleared, and everything is so faded already. You could barely see the blue and red lines, which is a big no-no in hockey. So, I couldn't believe when we were watching it. When I turned it on, I'm like, is there something wrong with my picture on my TV, or is this actually how much the rink sucks? Because it should not look like this for an Olympic game.
Wait, so tell me what it means for the players when the ice is faded like that. Like what is it?
I mean, they know where the red and blue lines are. Obviously, is a duh. But it's just the thing is, it's just sometimes I guess like peripheral vision and whatnot. You kind of you might lose track of where you are on the ice, or it's it's not the biggest deal, but for the viewer, it's obviously not great, and for the players, sometimes, and also with the dimensions being off in the hockey rink, you're also trying to adjust to that. So you're adjusting to basically a whole new rink way of playing this pretty much. That's why you're trying to get. It's like we talk about in the first period, and so I said to you, when we were watching it, we were like, oh yeah, well the U.S. team, has to get their legs under them. That's why the game's kind of coming out slow. They haven't scored yet. It's still 0-0 after the first period, because when you have a situation like this, even in NHL games, we always say the first 5-10ish minutes of a first period, teams are finding their legs, finding their momentum in the game. And you got to think about it, with a small ass rink like this, with faded, scratched up lines all over the ice. It's not only is it physically wow. I was trying to say aesthetically, visually and aesthetically.
Whoa! I thought you were saying physically and visibly. I was way off.
No, but not only is it visually just appalling for the viewer, it's just as a player you want to play on the best surface possible. Especially at this level of competition, you should be playing on the best surface.
The greatest level of competition possible in hockey is the Olympic game.
Yeah. And that's not what we saw today and it's going to get worse as time goes on. So, and then when you get the men out there, oh my God, I don't even want to think about it.
And by the way, it's the men are going a week later than the women. So the women are going to play at least 10 to 12 games before the men even step on the ice.
Yeah. And you got to realize too, with the women, there's a little bit more space, but with the men's game, these guys are flying even faster than the women on a
And the women are
short-
damn fast. The women
yeah.
were fast today. They were
and
nuts.
on a small rink that's not basically not regulation size, and with it being scratched up and faded all like this is like having your NBA players playing at your local high school for a game.
That's exactly what
Pretty
this
much
is.
what this is. So it's beyond unacceptable. That to see that today, I was like, oh my! I'm like, this is the best we can do. This is it. Like they have a professional league in Italy. There's a professional league out there, and this is the best we have to give our Olympians. That's it.
And
That's
then
insane.
so that's my other question though. We're talking about all the scratches. Skating on that must be massively uncomfortable at that speed.
You'll feel. I mean, like you won't. It's not gonna be like it's not gonna be like driving over a speed bump. You're not gonna hit like a speed bump every time you skate, but you're gonna feel it a little bit underneath your skates. You're underneath the blade. You're gonna feel it as you're crossing over it. So like, it's it's very minute details, but they make a very big difference.
Especially in a competition this high level, where they're going to be going like a million miles an hour, even more than the NHL.
Yep, exactly. So
Like,
this is just it's uncomfortable for the players, and it's damn near unwatchable for the viewer. So
yeah, I thought originally it was fine because they're going faster, but then when you got in our call, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. This looks like shit.
it was bad. It was bad.
Okay, so the other piece of this for hockey is Canada and Finland were supposed to play. I think it was like 3:15 p.m. Eastern our time, or your guys' time, I guess. And it got postponed for one of the these Olympics have been a mess already. For the hockey reasons, we had a crash in the snowboarding event that I'm watching right now. I'm watching the replay. We had a really bad crash from a top Canadian contender in warmups yesterday. So that Canada and Finland, I was really excited because I wanted to see what Canada is going to do. We have Canada versus the U.S. That's like the third match for both teams. It's going to be great. It got postponed because the entire Finland roster got Novavirus. The entire Finland roster got sick. And I'm not talking flu. I'm talking worse. The Novavirus is, I searched it up, highly contagious virus that causes acute gastroenesis, leading to sudden vomiting, diarrhea, and stomach pain. It's often called the stomach flu, but this looks worse than a stomach flu because you're just constantly in so much pain. So this is a really intense virus. I have no idea how they contracted it. I have no idea how Finland, they're literally quarantining them right now. Literally, let me count. So they had 13 players being quarantined this morning. Before 13 players, they only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So these are the 13. So 13 players quarantined, including I think their starting goalie. So they rescheduled it to the 12th. Guys, I don't think Finland's going to be ready to play Canada when you're coming off being massively sick like this. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, especially when you have a bug like that that's worse than the flu, it's gonna take at least a week for it to work itself out, at least.
And they're playing on the 12th, so they're playing like it's gonna be it's exactly a week. But then the other piece of this, Brandon, is we just talked about the U.S. in dealing with the ice conditions and all this stuff. Canada and Finland are going to come into the start of this tournament in much worse ice conditions, trying to figure this out. This is the worst, not just for Finland. This is the worst case scenario for Canada, who's a gold medal contender, who just is going to have another week of or another couple days because, I mean, they're playing their second match or whatever, but they didn't start as everyone else started. Mm-hmm. So they're even going to be in worse conditions. So this is even worse for a team that's vying for a gold medal right now to not play because of this.
It's going to bring up a lot of asterisks, going forward, where you know, you're gonna have like, let's say you get to a U.S. Canada gold medal game. Like let's say you get to that point, and you know, the U.S. you know, like having that kind of delay in the start of your you know medal
Olympic run.
your
Right.
Olympic run. You know, you're you know trying to win a medal, a gold medal. You know, it's like that can really take the wind out of the sails of a team. Not you know, and now it's like, and you're playing on the same surface as everybody else. So in one way, you know, it's not too much of a disadvantage, but you're playing on a crappy ice surface after everyone else has already played on it. So like it's just it's going to be really tough. It's uphill sledding for both those teams. I mean, well, Finland has it the worst, obviously, because of them being sick and then having to then play on that. But like you know, and Canada, I think should still be fine regardless because it's Canada. But I just think that you know if there's anything that prevents them from winning a gold medal or even getting to that game or whatever it is, we're gonna look back at that you know the kind of how crappy these conditions were on the ice, kind of just getting at that and getting at that delayed start. Like it's you know, and you know when you anytime you go overseas, the chances of you getting sick are very high. They always are. So you know, something must have happened over there where the entire Finnish team got sick. I don't know. You know, I guess we won't know how they caught it or how they pretty much all caught it at the same time, which is crazy. But I mean, it's already just it's hockey season for the like we were excited for hockey too to see what it would be in the Olympics, and right now it's off to probably the worst start you can imagine. So that's not great.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad. I wanna let me see what Team Canada on the women's side when their next match is. Yeah, so they have a later start. They're starting on the 7th against Switzerland, but it's 2 extra days that you're not on the ice.
Yeah,
That everyone else is already on the ice, so it's bad.
I would assume. I mean, they have practices. I would assume so. They're gonna have to practice on that ice and get there. And honestly, if I were them, like maybe somehow, some way, do some sort of light scrimmage work to try to get used to the ice before you get out there.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
you're probably gonna have to. You can't go that long like that. I see Barnes. What's up, Barnes?
But yeah, Scoop. That's all. Thanks for letting me lead that Olympic stuff. But that's all I got on there.
I mean, you know, as usual on this show, I mean, I try and have it so that the person who is kind of most well versed in, you know, each topic can be able to lead it. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And for kind of, you know, going with that. I also want to just give one quick shout out. Speaking of the women's U.S. hockey team, want to give one shout out to one of the particular players who is from our hometown of, my hometown of Rochester, New York. Ms. Haley Wynn is a born and raised Rochesterian. And
yeah.
So I'm hoping to, you know, see her do great things as part of this team over the next several days. And yes, hello, Brian Barnaby. I hope you're doing well. Good evening to you as well. With that, should we kick over to baseball, guys?
Let's do it.
Oh, speaking of that, the
What was
USA
that?
jerseys just dropped.
Oh, the jerseys. Okay, I was looking at the rosters.
You know, they just dropped.
I thought we saw that though with MLB The Show.
Yeah, but like the official drop is now it just happened like tonight. So yeah, I don't like the price for these. I get it.
What is
But
the
How,
price?
how expensive are they?
$200.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah,
200
I'd rather just buy MLB The Show if I really wanted to do stuff with it.
Yeah, real quick. Since you guys sent this, Josh McDaniels won the assistant coach of the year with 17 first place votes and 249 total points. Vance Joseph was second. Brian Flores was third. So no surprises.
Well,
really
that's crazy that they were second and third, considering all the other nominees. They were,
I mean, that doesn't surprise me all that much.
Kubiak?
Yeah, I
Was
thought
that
he should have been
really?
at least second.
That's
Okay,
wild. Anyway,
I'll put it this way: Flores surprises me. Joseph doesn't really. But yeah, while you guys are working on that, so the news out of Major League Baseball over the past day, primarily centered around the Detroit Tigers making headlines with their superstar pitcher Tariq Skubal going into his contract year and going through their arbitration. There was obviously a controversy several weeks ago where the team filed at $19 million and Tariq Skubal filed at $32 million. The arbitrator ruled in favor of Skubal, so he will get $32 million this coming season. So now, congratulations to the Tigers, who now not only have pissed off their superstar player, but now they have to pay him twice as much. So great job.
And he still deserves more money. $32 million is chunk change. That's so stupid.
So great job, Detroit, as usual. But here's the question, and maybe it's kind of obvious, but I do want to start with this question. Does this impact whether or not you believe he plays the entire season in the Tigers uniform? Brandon?
I think, well, given what we know also about how the whole trade stuff has gone down, trade talks have gone down,
yeah,
and what the Tigers, the ridiculous asking price that they're asking for him from all these teams, I think that honestly, I don't, unless he's somehow, God forbid, injured or whatever it is, he's going to play the whole season. He's going to pitch the whole season. I can't see how any team is going to give them what they're looking for, and what they're asking for is absolutely, I hate to say, but bad shit insane. So like, it's like I don't even. To me, he's going to have to pitch the whole season. I don't think they're going to move him
Detroit though.
Yeah, I think for Detroit, yeah. Because I can't see them moving him at the trade deadline, especially if he has another good year and by the trade deadline. Because the only way the asking price would go down is if he's hurt somehow, seriously hurt, or if he just somehow craps the bed. So yeah, I think he pitches the whole season for Detroit. I think he has another great season. And I think after that, because this is the last year, right? Yeah. So yeah, then after that, yeah. I think he's going to get some big money from a big team. So Detroit, and I don't think Detroit's going to pay him. So I think he's gone after this season.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question. Does Detroit believe they can win a World Series this year? Yes or no?
I think so. I don't think you go out and you sign the Framber Valdez 3-year deal if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, because that would be the only thing, is if you're basically keeping him as a 1-year rental, you have to be confident that you're going to win the World Series, or else you should trade him at the deadline.
I think the confidence is 19 ways misguided, but I think that they do believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay. That's fair then. Because I still feel like he gets so much return value. And I get it, prospects, some pan out, some don't. The value that you would get for Skubal, even if the asking price right now is ridiculous, the Tigers do have to realize that if he's not going to come back the next year, and you're not, well, again, you guys point out they're confident to win a World Series, but yeah. The primary issue is like you got to get something back. You can't just like get compensatory picks because he's a free agent and hope that works out.
You can't do what the Rangers did, what Rangers and Kings did for Panarin.
I was just going to ask after this topic. I was going to ask if we wanted to get into that, but Rob.
Yeah, where it's but we can add it to the Panarin thing. That's the thing, we can add it to the Panarin thing and the NBA trade deadline. I get it with the NBA that the values are very different with the second apron, but it's just like the values for these guys is like it's so insanely skewed. Even in the
also,
NFL.
I hope to God that when and if Major League Baseball adds a cap and a floor, I hope to God they don't do anything like the apron crap.
They're gonna have to though,
but
they're gonna have to because not that aggressively.
Yeah, not the way that the NBA has done it.
No, but they're gonna have to do something like that.
I mean, they already kind of have. They've done the different levels of the luxury tax. They've already kind of done that.
Yeah, so I mean, if you already have a luxury tax in place, there's no reason. The reason the apron exists is because the owners want to keep their best players around, and so that's the entire reason for the apron, is just a more intense way to keep their guys around, because they hate players having that much autonomy, which whatever. It's the NBA. Players should have autonomy. Anyway,
I mean,
besides
I
the
would
point.
say the NBA has I would say their players have far more autonomy than any other.
Oh yeah, but
player,
this is right, 100%. But the aprons are based on, hey, let's give them even less autonomy.
It's a way to rein it in.
Well, my God, Scoop, is that your cat? What is happening?
I wish. No, I went to because I was doing something over here, and I went to just kind of move my arm up to like put it like on my laptop, and I smacked my laptop that was like hanging over the edge of the table.
Well, the thing with the apron though is it was really stupid for, I talked about this before, but it's really stupid for the PA to agree to it. Like they never should have agreed to it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't think the owners should have agreed to it either, because you're literally like hamstrunging every GM from making actual coherent moves.
That's the thing is I'm not getting when you were explaining it to me and I was getting more confused with every word. I didn't get I'm like, who does this benefit? Because I don't see how it benefits anybody.
It benefits nobody. Exactly. It benefits nobody. I mean, but Scoop, you saw it today at the trade deadline. Everyone's like, we're making this move. We're making this dumb move to get under the tax. We're making this dumb move to get under the tax. I literally saw
two teams. I can't remember who they were, but I think one of them was the Celtics. I literally saw two teams make a move where one team didn't get anything back. Like literally, both.
Because they're doing it for tax purposes. Exactly.
Yeah. And I was just looking at that and I'm thinking to myself, I got to be misreading this. And I went
you're not.
I went to three different places to try and get the confirmation, and I was like,
no. The NBA now, especially in the trade deadline, they're all just going to be like, we have to get under the second apron or we can't trade. So that's literally the entire point of the second apron is you have to get under. If you're in the second apron, you can only do 1-for-1 player trades. That's it. You can't put picks in it. You can't put other players. So everyone has to get under the second apron. And if you can't get under it, you're stuck. So that's the issue. So that's why you're seeing these dumbass trades of teams not getting anything back, because they're just trying to get under the second apron so they can actually make better moves.
Well, that's the thing. It's just the NBA. I mean, the last few years, the NBA trade deadline, the first 3 days of the week has been interesting, but the actual trade deadline day itself, it's like, okay, who can acquire the most future second round picks?
Yeah, because they have to, because they need to get under the tax.
Yeah.
It's a system that benefits absolutely nobody, and it makes the trade this is the first trade deadline with the second apron like actually being fully attached, and it's one of the single worst trade deadlines in human history.
Well, that's why
bad.
I remember saying the other day in one of our group chats, because we have like 37 of them, I remember saying the other day that I was like, I can just foresee with the stuff that was happening early in the week, I was like, I can just foresee getting to the trade deadline day, and it's just that afternoon, just a fat, juicy, stinking nothing burger.
Yeah, it was nothing, because all it was we need to get under the tax. We need to get under the tax. We need to get under the tax. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then with the Panarin thing, like it's not the same thing, but I imagine that's what they were doing, is also to get out of the money. But whatever.
I mean, Brandon, if you want to talk about that, because you know more about that than I do, if you want to talk about the which now every time I hear that name, I think of Panera Bread. But go on.
Yes.
Because the Panarin thing is so, it's just so bizarre to me. I know Rangers fans over the years have loved him. I know this year they knew they had to kind of move him, but he's been on the ice for a lot of goals against. But to get nothing at all in return for a guy who is basically a yearly. What's up, Scoop?
Can I just jump in real quick? Yeah. Breaking news out of the NFL: the AP Defensive Player of the Year has been announced, and it is Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett.
Thank God.
Shocking, absolutely nobody.
But really quick, the Panarin trade was just a bunch of prospects and picks, right? It wasn't anything.
It wasn't even a bunch. All it was a conditional third rounder and a lifelong AHL player. That's it. There's only two things.
Really?
That's
it. That's
all
disgusting. So
they got nothing for him.
So basically, it's just a salary dump. That's
It's-
ridiculous.
That's pretty much all it is for a 30-goal scorer who's right now going to help the Kings in a playoff push. So
It's ridiculous.
like he's not he's not going to be a great two-way forward, never was. But you bring him there to score 30 plus goals. That's his job. And he's got 19 on the season. And what I will say is that, it's like they're like, oh, like, I saw Rangers fans like in our own TCA chat saying like, oh, well, at least we got something for him. You didn't get anything for him. You got nothing for him.
You got
You literally got nothing for. You literally got less than a bag of chips for him. You got one singular potato chip for him. You didn't get the bag. You got one potato chip for him.
No, you got the you got the dust.
You got the
You got
dust.
Dorito dust at the bottom of the bag. Like, you got to realize the guy you get in return. That kid was I think his name is Liam Greentree.
What a
He's
last
never-
name. Greentree? That's a great last name.
He's never gonna see NHL action. Like he's pretty much been in the AHL for a few years, I think at least. And you get a conditional third, but that conditional third is only predicated on if the Kings, because one of my friends is a Kings fan. He said it's only predicated on if the Kings win in the first round of the playoffs, which they probably won't. So
Wait, so they
So
don't get do they get like a fourth or a fifth or something, or does that pick just go away?
Yeah, the conditional thirds. I think it's just a fourth if they get knocked out, whatever it is. But they don't win a playoff series. Which
You didn't even
my
wait. So
fan-
you're telling me they didn't even get a first round pick for him or
they
anything?
got nothing for him. This is what I mean when I say nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing.
Nothing.
You got nothing for I mean, listen, he might not hit 30 goals this year, but the guy consistently is a 30-plus goal scorer every year. The fact that you got nothing for him is ridiculous. I don't care if his contract was up. He wanted to go to LA. You knew this, so you knew he was signing the. I think he signed a 2-year extension in LA. You knew this, so the fact that you got nothing in return for him.
I think what Brandon is saying is you get nothing. You
You get
lose.
nothing.
Good day, sir.
Like
Good day, son.
Rangers fans, some of them are acting delusional, thinking, "Oh, at least we got something." You didn't, but you got you quite literally. This is the most nothing a team could ever get in a trade. It's the most like bar none nothing. So I don't know, man. I just
Can I add to this really quick?
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's a little weird that I know why this is a rule, but do you guys think it's a little weird that for the next 2 weeks the NHL teams can't even discuss trading their players? They're not allowed to, or they'll get fined because of the Olympics.
Oh, I didn't even realize
Okay.
that. I was like,
Yeah.
did the trade deadline pass?
No. They literally can't discuss players until they go back to play in the NHL.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah.
real quick, for anyone who interests, the selection of Myles Garrett as Defensive Player of the Year was unanimous.
Thank flippin' God.
Real quick, Trevor Salzman says, I get why this year's NBA trade deadline wasn't exciting, but I mean, Milwaukee were getting crap honors for Giannis. I think they did the right thing to wait. I like what the Pacers did for Zubats.
I did like what the Pacers did for
Yeah.
Zubats
Yeah,
because
so did I.
Because Benedict Mathurin is just a shooter, and to get
that's all
another
he
kind
is.
of
Yeah.
to get a center next to Pascal, who's been amazing this year, I really like what they did. That's part of the problem here is the offers were crap because of the second apron.
Yeah.
They weren't crap
Well-
because they wanted it to be crap.
Well, you mentioned Benedict Mathurin, and I'll bring this up real quick as like a side note because I made an allusion earlier bitching about my Pels. That I think is part of why the Pels didn't do more than the Alvarado deal because he was a big target of ours for if it was someone like a Misi or somebody. Benedict Mathurin was somebody that we really coveted. So once I saw him go in that deal, I was pretty confident that it was going to be pretty much crickety out the rest of the year or the rest of the day for us.
And that makes sense because you need better shooting. So it does make sense.
Oh God, yeah, especially wing shooting.
Yeah, exactly. So that does make sense. I did love the Zubats deal. I do think it's funny. I wonder
Pardon me.
what is going. I do wonder what's going on with the Clippers because the aspiration stuff definitely has something to do with what's happening in that front office. With Kawhi and Ballmer and them basically giving him extra money and a fake endorsement deal and all that stuff. I definitely think there's something happening there as to why they're making these moves and partially why they suck because I think they're stressed out about what the hell's going to happen. So they were like, we just need to get everyone out of here as best we can. And also keep in mind the other piece of what's going on in this deadline is teams are prepping for the 2027 free agency class, which is going to be one of the best free agency classes in years. So
I don't even know who's going to be available that year.
I don't know all the specifics, but I know it's a nasty class of free agents.
I'll have to look into that. Thank you for the heads up on that.
I think it's 2027. I believe it is. So that's part of why teams are trying to get rid of money is because that class is really stupidly good. And like for the Lakers in particular, that's why they're not building a ton with LeBron right now because they're like LeBron's going to retire anyway, and we want to pair someone else up with Luka in 2027. So that's also
I think LeBron comes back for one more year, but I think he goes back to Cleveland.
Ooh,
yeah, I think he does go back to Cleveland as well. I've heard rumors of that.
What's up there, Brandon?
Big, somewhat big news, at least for Yankee fans. Not for our team related to this year, but for the WBC, Didi is going to play for the Netherlands.
Yeah, I saw that a few minutes ago. I wasn't sure if that was like worth bringing up, but
that's just interesting. At 36 years old.
Really quick, Trevor is right. The draft capital was a little weird across the board for everybody.
Well, they also have the weird thing where it's like you can't trade because of the Stepien rule. You can't trade back to back and all this other.
I love the. Do you know the history of the Stepien rule? Do you guys know the history? It's based off this owner or GM named Stepien, and basically
it was Bill Stepien, wasn't it?
Bill Stepien. He literally traded his entire draft for like 4 straight years.
Oh, Ricky Williams style.
Yeah, like Ricky Williams styles. They're like, we're not doing this again. We're putting.
I try to do that
rule.
in 2K as best as I can.
I love the Stepien rule. I think it's amazing. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Tedero McMillan. No surprise there.
No surprise there. I think we mostly all had. Well, actually, I didn't have him. I had a freaking whatever the Saints quarterback's name is.
Yeah, Tyler Sutton, which is fine.
Oh. Do you guys want to circle back to the WBC rosters?
Yeah, well, actually, I was just gonna say, Rob, you'll appreciate this. The team with the most represented in the WBC out of the American League is the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, we got a lot of good ones. So I think we talked about this before. But the U.S. team is basically like what happened with the last Olympic hoops team for the men's side, where do you guys remember we lost in the World Cup? We got like 4th place in the World Cup the year before for men's basketball, and LeBron was like, "We're not doing this. I'm going back to the Olympics to try to win gold." Yeah. So that's basically what's happening here. Is USA lost to Japan, and they're just like, screw it. We're gonna get everybody under the sun because we're not gonna lose to Japan again. Okay. Biggest winner of the deadline for me was you
said the Hornets, right?
Was the Hornets. Hornets for sure. Kobe White was huge. Biggest loser, Golden State Warriors. I don't know what the hell they were doing. They had enough ammo to get Giannis. They had to trade Kuminga because he was unhappy.
They could have even got MPJ, and they didn't.
They wanted MPJ.
As soon as they sent Kuminga out, I was like, well, they're no longer a factor for Giannis.
Yeah, but Kuminga sucks. By the way, they need to get rid of him anyway. They should have got rid of him last offseason. But so here's the thing. I forgot to mention. So Stephen Curry, right? Ever since they last, when did they last win the title? Was it 19? When did they last win an NBA title? Well, I'm tripping. That
sounds right because I know the Lakers won it in 20.
So since the last time they won an NBA title, they had a bunch of draft picks. They messed up on a bunch of those.
Oh,
including
22.
22. Okay, so 22.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So because 2019 was Toronto, and yeah, that's right. Okay. Anyway, so since 2022, they stockpiled a lot of picks in some pretty good drafts. I mean, Kuminga was pretty highly coveted. Who else? I forgot. There was another guy that was big that is also terrible that got traded to like Detroit. Anyway, doesn't matter. They were bad players. Anyway, they could have drafted Tyrese Halliburton. Apparently, Kerr really liked him. They didn't. So that's like one of their big misses. But so they have surrounded Stephen Curry with. They basically have made panic moves to get a star next to Curry. And so one of them was Butler. It kind of worked out. Butler's hurt. So what I don't understand with the whole thing with them getting Porzingis is Porzingis has a chronic sickness condition, which is it's POTS. Do you guys know what POTS is?
Yes.
Can you explain what POTS is, Scoop, for our viewers?
Yeah. So it's well. Do you want me to say what it stands for? Because it stands for.
Say what it stands for, and like what the whole thing is. Yeah.
Okay, so it stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And basically what it is, it's a chronic autonomic nervous system disorder, and it's associated with several things, including rapid heart rate increase when you stand up, which can cause things such as fainting, fatigue, dizziness, and it can be triggered by any number of things from trauma to if you get an infection or things of that nature. It's more common in women, but excuse me, sorry. I think a decent amount of guys experience it too, I think.
Yeah. So he has POTS. Which is part of why I know it's a leg thing as well, which is part of why he isn't playing. So here's what I don't understand. If you're the Warriors, I understand you don't want to trade Jimmy Butler because he's a key piece to what they want to do. But don't tell me there wasn't an option to say, hey, Milwaukee, we know Giannis is also hurt. How about a Jimmy Butler Kuminga deal? Right? Like I don't understand why. I wonder if it was discussed and Milwaukee said no, whatever. But so regardless of that, they had to trade Kuminga. And the best option you could do is Porzingis, who you don't even know is going to play the rest of the year. For a team that needs to make the playoffs, like needs to have a roster because Curry is on his last legs, and you're going with a guy who unfortunately has POTS and a bunch of other injuries, that's the best you could do, Golden State. To me, that move, I'd rather have Kuminga, honestly, than an injured Porzingis that's not going to do anything unless he's healthy in the playoffs. So, yeah, my biggest loser was Golden State because you were hoping for Giannis and you landed on Porzingis, who's never healthy. I just don't understand that at all. I really don't. Brandon, do you have anything on that?
Brandon, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, when we looked at that, because this whole trade deadline was obviously centered around Giannis. What was going to happen with Giannis? And we had said that there were teams like that are like pretty much the four or five teams that we knew would be in on them was what, like it was OKC, was
Golden State,
the Timberwolves, the Pistons, maybe,
and the Heat,
and the Heat, and then somewhere way off in the distance the Knicks, because Knicks fans are delusional,
and way off in the distance Hornets as well. They were kind of in there, but I didn't think they were going to do it anyway because they have a young roster and they'd be kind of stupid to do it anyway. It doesn't matter. They made a better move with Kobe White. Kobe White was a better move.
Yeah, and so we looked at this and it was like, but like OKC doesn't really need him. Timberwolves could use him, but I don't think they would have enough compared to what Golden State could have given them or OKC. Pistons could have done it, but Pistons are far and away the best team in the East. They don't really need them.
They have too much. They have too much chemistry. Why ruin that? They're a pretty good
that's what
roster,
it
top
is,
to
too.
bottom. Yeah.
And then with the Heat, the whole thing that probably held them up was the Adebayo thing. So it's like, okay, so by process elimination, you're getting through all these teams. The Warriors are the one that really could have used him and just basically just ignored it, more or less.
And here's the thing with the Warriors piece too. Let's say because Giannis isn't going to play the rest of the year, presumably.
Yeah.
Let's say for happenstance that even with Golden State, he doesn't play this year. Does it really matter? Because guess what? You could have Curry and Giannis in 2026 and be competitive immediately. Does it really matter that you're not going to have Giannis in 2025? It doesn't matter to me if he's not going to play in the playoffs or not. You want him to. He might have been healthy for the playoffs if you made a deep run. But to me, the Warriors deciding to pivot from Giannis and go straight to Porzingis was such a severely negative pivot that I just don't understand the reasoning for it at all. Yeah. Even if Kuminga was unhappy.
Yeah. But
that's why they were my biggest loser, because the Porzingis move makes zero sense to me. It's a zero additive move. It's nothing.
It's like honestly, it might have been better for Golden State just to even stay put than get.
They had to trade. They had to trade Kuminga. And honestly, if Kuminga is that much of a headache, trade him for like a late first round pick.
They could have done something. Yeah, you could have done something like that. Somebody would have done that deal.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, was Brooklyn not interested in Kuminga? I mean, Kuminga's not a great player, but he fits Brooklyn's timeline a lot more than Golden State's right now. And the value probably wouldn't have. The value proposition wouldn't have even been that bad.
I guess.
I just don't really understand that. That's Brooklyn to me. Chicago's tanking right now. You could have Chicago gave up on their season the last few days. You couldn't talk to Chicago about something maybe. I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. Kristaps Porzingis was your best offer, and at the same time, it's a desperation move again. But it's even worse because you didn't get the top player that you needed. So whatever. It's bad. It's bad. So yeah, Golden State's my loser for sure. By far. Did Brandon die? There he is.
Oh, my whole thing, I guess. I think my whole internet crashed for a second.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, so do you guys agree that the winner is the Hornets and the loser is Golden State? Or
I think it's clear to me.
I would throw two other kind of co-winners in there, I think. I think Cleveland deserves to be talked about as one. And I think low-key, I do think the Thunder deserve to be talked about as one. Sometimes those moves that you make.
They're a loser. They're a massive loser.
The Thunder?
Yeah, massive.
Adding Jared McCain and doing the draft pick.
Even with that, it's terrible because they have a bunch. They have a bunch of players that they need to get rid of. They need to get rid of money to stay under the second apron to keep their future draft picks. They have to think long term.
I mean, some of the draft pick maneuvering that they were doing looks like they were thinking long term. When does the apron get calculated?
They're already hamstrung by the apron right now. They barely made it under the tax.
No, my question is, like, when do they have to be under a certain whatever by?
They have to be by today. And they barely were under the tax. The issue I have with OKC is, they're building for this year and they're thinking about the future, but they can't pay AJ Mitchell. They can't pay Isaiah Hartenstein's massive $30 million a year deal next year. Here's the thing with OKC. They could have made moves to get younger, especially at center. Because center, there's young centers everywhere that's available. I'm not saying Kuminga, obviously not Kuminga, but there's younger centers available. They could have, and I like it. I understand they like their roster. They like Hartenstein.
Yeah,
but they cannot pay Hardenstein $30 million next year and stay under the second apron. They should have done it here in the trade deadline and get a younger center that can, because Hardenstein, yeah, he's important for their rim protection, but they could have easily. Oh, and I forgot one more thing. I was clamoring about this all since the beginning of the year. I was yelling about this to you guys every Rockets game I watched. The Rockets needed a point guard. They didn't get one.
Yeah.
The Rockets needed Kobe White, and they didn't get him. Because they don't trust Reed Shepherd enough to play big minutes. They don't have a point guard. And they lost Steven Adams. So they lost the rim. Houston's in a really bad spot.
I can't believe Steven Adams is still playing.
He's really good. He's really good. He's really good.
I know,
he just got hurt.
I know, but he feels like he'd be 48 years old.
Yeah.
Also,
Protector of the year, Joe Tooney, is your first Protector of the year. Anyway, so I think the Thunder lost, and then I completely forgot about the Rockets. They needed a point guard. They didn't get one. That's really bad.
And then can I drop who I think is a very obvious loser?
Yeah. Your Pelicans?
Yep.
I don't think you guys lost. I think you guys did exactly what you wanted to do. I think you guys stayed perfectly packed. Why do you not want to keep a young player like Missy around?
I didn't necessarily mean Missy, but you got guys like Murray, you got guys like Poole, like who was going to take their money? Who was going to take their money? Be honest. No, I'm aware of that element of it, but they less than that per se. You really needed to come out of this thing, I believe, with, even if it wasn't this year, a future draft pick. Like I think that really was an opportunity missed. Now again, I'm not in the phone lines. I don't know if it was an opportunity that even existed.
Oh my God, that's a good point, because you're really bad and you don't have your first this year.
That's my point. We don't have our own one.
That's right. You wanted at least one, like a top 21, bare minimum, and you don't have one. Like even if it was, that's right. You don't
like,
have
even if it was like top something protected or something, because we don't have it.
And you gave it to Atlanta, I think, right? Oh my God! Holy crap! And then Scoop Brandon for your Nets. It's fine. I think you guys stayed put, and it's fine. Comeback player of the year, Christian McCaffrey, makes sense. But for your Nets, like, it does suck to not get out of MPJ's contract, but you have one more year after this year to trade him.
Yeah,
especially if he keeps playing well.
I think that's what they thought last minute was like, hey, we still have, but it's not that bad yet, and we'll move him next year.
And you're gonna move him as an expiring contract that someone's gonna want to take anyway.
Yeah.
So I think you guys did it, and you guys got rid of Cam Thomas. You needed to anyway. I don't think Brooklyn's a really bad spot, really. I think Brooklyn did what they needed.
It's mostly just because Cam Thomas doesn't fit. I mean, listen, he's still on the younger side, but he doesn't fit what Brooklyn wants to do going forward, and he doesn't fit. And he just doesn't fit with MPJ having two ball hogs on the team that can't be on the court. They're both good scorers, but can't be on the court together at the same time. So there's no point in that. So you're gonna go with the better one of the two for now, which was MPJ. So moving Cam Thomas made sense. Oh boy, moving Cam Thomas made sense.
I'm afraid to even. Oh, that's what it was. I was like,
lost
what the
connection.
Hell? I was like, what the hell did you say? Oh boy, for? Real quick. Carson says, "Yo, boys, how we doing?" Carson, doing well. How are you? Now, okay, perfect timing, because we mentioned it a few minutes ago, and I want your thoughts on this. As a Detroit fan, what the hell do you think about what's going on with Tariq Skubal right now? Yeah. Please enlighten us, because I can't make heads or tails of what the hell is going to happen in that organization. I don't see how he makes it through 2026 still a Tiger. On the flip side, I don't see how you guys trade him. So it's like
to finish up the baseball thing. I know we wanted to talk about WBC. The Mavericks were losers. Yep, we missed the Mavericks. They traded Luka for Chris Middleton. Isn't that amazing?
Pretty much in the end.
They traded Luke. In the end, they traded Luka for Chris Middleton and Max Christie. Are you kidding me?
I
It's
saw
unbelievable.
I saw a list a few minutes ago of like what the actual trade breakdown was from that whole trade. I can't find it now though. And then Trevor says
I'll find it. I'll find it. It's bad.
says I mean the clear cap space, but they are banking on signing free agents to put around flag.
In 2027, yeah.
Yeah.
But guess what? You could have had Luka instead. What would you have rather had?
Yeah.
I didn't even
And then-
mention the Mavericks because I hate that the Mavericks even exist.
The AD thing is so bonkers sandwich. It's just I was
It's-
surprised to see him get moved again.
I wasn't because they needed to move off his salary.
No,
His
that's not
salary's
no,
insane.
no. That's not what surprised me. What surprised me is that somebody took it.
Washington took it because they can take on salary. That's exactly Washington took it because they can take on salary. That's it. They were the only team that could probably have taken on the salary. Oh, Chris Paul. Where would you guys like Chris Paul to land?
He's probably. It would only make sense if he played in Houston, no,
Put him in the Lakers with LeBron. Let's do it.
or that. Yeah.
Do it.
20 years after that trade got vetoed by Dave Stern.
I know.
Well, I mean, it's funny because they need a point guard. I mean, listen, he's an old point guard, but Houston need that point guard, didn't they? That'd be them
Yeah,
getting a
but they need a point guard, but they need a starter. They don't need a bench guy. That's the issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna look up the trade breakdown.
I'm just trying to think of the teams that need a point guard right now.
Well, need a rotational point guard. Funny, Toronto would have made a lot of sense. Funny enough.
Remind me, is he a free agent right now?
Who? Chris Paul?
Or CP3?
He's on the Rockets. He's on the Raptors roster right now. They're looking to buy him out. But
Okay,
he's
yeah,
on the Raptors roster.
I couldn't remember exactly what the situation was. there.
He got traded yesterday to the Raptors for like a bunch of crap.
For like a bunch of crap. I'm trying to think.
WBC, is Japan good enough to win again? That's my
No.
question.
No. Pitching wise, I think so, but not with their hitters. No.
By the way, the Bulls don't have a center above 6'9" right now. It's pretty great.
Actually, I don't mind the deal for Washington if AD can stay somewhat healthy. I mean that if is doing a lot of work there. You pair an all-star with a young center like Sar.
I know, that's why I love it. Is you have Trae Young, you have a bunch of young point guards, and then you have Anthony Davis and you have Sar, who's been amazing this year. I love the deal if they can stay healthy. If they can stay healthy, they're probably going to be the best team in the East next year.
Big if.
Pretty easily. If.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. It's a massive if right there. Let me see if there's any teams that have been posited when it posited rather when it comes to CP3 because I'm interested by this now.
Yeah.
Because it does make sense for him to go back to like one of the teams that he was like spent most of his career with. I just hope it's not here. But I'm not a CP3 fan.
That's funny. All right, here we go. I got it. Are you guys ready for the Luka haul?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Here's what it
saw
was.
the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, according to Bleacher Report, here's what it was: Max Christie, Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley, a Lakers 2029 first, the Thunder first this year, which is probably going to be 30th. A Warriors 2030 protected first. That's, by the way, it's top 20 protected, I believe. So have fun with that. Suns 2026 second, Bulls 2027 second, and Rockets 2029 second. So they got nothing.
So basically a mid-2010 76ers trade.
Yep.
They literally got nothing for Luka.
You're just getting the absolute grab bag of quantity over quality.
The Warriors 2030 pick, I think, is top 20 protected. So even if Curry, like even if they suck, the Warriors are going to get that pick.
Why does anyone ever trade for a top 20 protected draft pick? Like
Because they want to get some value to trade in the future. That's why.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm trying to think. Oh, like I'm just thinking back. I'm like, it is. Oh, hang on one second. Okay, we got more news out of the NFL. Under Matt Nagy for the New York Giants, one guy joining the offensive staff in there will be former Ravens offensive coordinator Greg Roman.
Not to, okay, cool. I don't love it, but I'm not surprised. Okay, Scoop, one more Olympic thing before we go. Are we allowed to talk about the ski jumpers thing or not?
What?
Are we allowed to talk about the ski jumper enlargement thing or no? I don't know. Are we allowed to or no?
You know what? I'll make the call that yes, we can.
Okay, because that's why I wanted to ask. Because
yeah, and you know what? If I get reprimanded for it, so be it. But I think it's worth talking about.
Okay. So basically, this is a thing that's happening in ski jumping where they inject their ding dongs with stuff and like put padding around their ding dong, which helps them fly better. This is a real thing.
Yeah.
So they did that. So yeah.
I'm struggling to see how doing that helps you fly.
Aerodynamics. Aerodynamics between your legs. Aerodynamics. You fly farther. Yeah. It's aerodynamics.
It's just interesting that would be the place to do it.
It's disgusting, but it's
who figured that out?
It was. You know what's funny? I think it was figured out in the 80s.
Oh well, yeah. Well, when you have we have bodybuilders doing steroids like that and they're injecting themselves everywhere, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I just wanted to be respectful, so I called it a ding dong.
I've only heard of those injections being done into the arm or the ass.
No, they were done everywhere.
They were done everywhere. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Brandon, you got anything you wanted to wrap up with? I think we covered everything we wanted to discuss tonight.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Scoop. We jumped a lot because today was a crazy day.
No, I mean, we all expected that this was going to be how it was going to progress.
I mean, we're also running concurrently with the NFL honors. So like,
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
So,
and by the way, who cares about the NFL honors? I hate that award show. I cared about the first couple of years, but I hate it.
Yeah. But they do matter for certain players' Hall of Fame candidates.
Why do you hate it?
Why do I hate the actual award show? I think it's stupid. I hate award shows. Period. I think they're wasteful. Just give out the award, move on.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We need like I used to watch the NFL honors like the first couple of years, and I was like, this is the dumbest. It's like the Oscars, except the Oscars is more pretentious.
And it's like, and the thing is, at least with the Oscars, there's kind of some mystery about who's going to win. And usually with the NFL honors, 9 times out of 10, there's no mystery. You know who's winning.
Yeah, exactly.
So like,
the Pro Bowl was fun. I know it was kind of ass. They put it on a Tuesday and everything, but it was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed it.
I didn't watch one football game.
Like these guys were goofing off and playing flag football for 3 hours. Why is that not fun to watch?
CeeDee Lamb wants to be an Eagle.
By the way, you're gonna love this. Shadur Sanders even sucks playing flag football.
Oh,
he's
because
terrible.
we know he sucks.
He's so bad. It's like I don't even. Yeah, I was like, oh my god. My favorite moment on Tuesday was Micah Parsons driving around in his scooter.
Oh yeah,
it was so funny. It was so funny.
My favorite moment was after Dak threw the pass to, I think it was CD, and everybody all over social media was saying at least this is the only chance he'll get this is the only chance he'll get to throw a big pass to CD in February.
True. Cooper DeJean caught a couple good passes. We got a one-hander from Jamar Chase that was pretty good. I love seeing the connection between Burrow and Chase is unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
It's the greatest.
Well,
It's
I
one of
mean,
the greatest.
duh.
It's one of duh, but it's genuinely one of like I had this thought. I had this weird thought watching the Pro Bowl, which is a weird thought to have watching the Pro Bowl. That is one of the greatest connections in NFL history.
Yeah.
They are so stupid.
Sorry.
They're so stupidly good together. It's insane.
Real quick, I'll jump in with this 2025 NFL Coach of the Year, AFC champion Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel.
Good. I'm fine with it. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Thank God. Good.
On that note, did you want to talk about the Super Bowl at all before we jet?
No, we did it last week. I'm so tired of talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Amwari is going to be fine.
I saw that.
He didn't practice today, but he's going to be fine. They're just resting him up. He'll be okay. He'll be fine.
Also,
he will not be at 100%, but he will be fine.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think in a matter of speaking, I think we can mostly agree nobody is 100% going into the Super Bowl.
No, absolutely not. So, and it sucks that he got hurt, but honestly, it could have been something worse. So I thank God it wasn't anything worse. We want guys healthy for the Super Bowl, or as healthy as possible. It doesn't matter what team it is. So thank
Absolutely.
God.
Yeah.
But that's all I have on the Super Bowl. We've said all we need to say.
Real-
That's what
real-
happens. That's what happens
real
when
quick.
it's 2 weeks.
Real quick for WBC things.
Yeah.
I will say it now, and I mean it's not a hot take, but I think that it's important for us to think about this. Looking at the U.S. roster, that's the best roster right now in the WBC, and I think they're going to win the whole damn thing.
I think it's the best. I think this is easily. I understand other WBCs might have some rank, but I think it's easily the greatest collection of players on a baseball team in the history of baseball. That is the collection of players is unbelievable.
I'm super excited.
It's
look at that. Look at that roster though.
So stupid.
It's literally Corbin Carroll, Byron Buxton, Aaron Judge, Alex Bregman, Bobby Witt Jr.
I thought Bregman was playing for Israel.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Not on this, apparently.
Nope. He's playing for the U.S.
Yeah, so
He had
Carroll.
a choice between Israel and the U.S. and he chose the U.S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Corbin Carroll, Byron Buxton, Aaron Judge, Alex Bregman, Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Bryce Harper, Cal Raleigh's catching, DHing is Kyle Schwarber, and then on your bench you have Ernie Clement, you have PCA, you have for some reason you have Paul Goldschmidt, who's never going to see any playing action. You have Will Smith catching, backing up Raleigh, and at second base, backing up, you have Bryce Terang, which is really damn good. Then in your for your starting pitching, well, I'll go to the bullpen first. Bullpen, another Yankee, David Bednar, deserved. Clevenger, Holmes, Griffin Jacks, Keller, Kershaw, that's pretty interesting that he's deciding to play, even though his actual playing career is over.
I think he wants one more shot. Let him go.
Yeah. You've got McClain from the Mets, who they love. Mason Miller.
Nolan McClain?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, they have Spire, Michael Wacha, and Garrett
Spire.
Whitlock.
Gabe Spire?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then your starting pitchers, I mean, this is pretty obvious. Paul Skeens, Tariq Skubal, Logan Webb, Joe Ryan, and Matthew Boyd. So
it's a nasty roster top to bottom. I just can't wait for them to play Colorado in that exhibition, and the best manager, right? I just can't wait for them to play Colorado in that exhibition because it's going to be amazing.
I really, really, really hope that it's the only it might be the only time I ever advocate for steroids. I think we've said it before. I think we said it last week. Just roid them up and let Judge, Raleigh, Schwarber, Harper, let them all.
Well, I only said it about Judge, but yeah,
Yeah.
can you imagine that in Coors? Like it's just my goodness. Oh, and yeah, Kenny, lest I forget, Mark DeRosa, his favorite future manager. Kenny mentioned him. He said, and the best manager around Go USA.
I know Mark DeRosa through 6 degrees of separation, technically.
Yeah, and then there's other. I think Andy Pettit, I think, is the pitching coach, and Yeah, that coaching staff is jacked also.
I'll be honest. If I'm Kershaw, why would I not want to be on that team if I got that offer? I mean,
hell
come
yeah.
on.
Oh, of course.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't care. My MLB career is over. Let me finish out my national career with another ring. Let's do it. It's obvious.
Yeah, no.
I love it.
Yeah, no, that would be, and just knowing who Kershaw is, he just seems like the kind of guy who would rather go out, or who would want to go out in the sunset that way.
Yeah, and then put him on NBC. Good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Also, Rob, before we completely sign off here, did you still want to talk about the thing about WAPO, or did you want to do that next week?
Oh, let's do this really quick because Brandon and I have a lot to say about this.
I'll listen
yeah.
just because.
Did you cut out?
No, that was really stupid. I was talking. I was saying I'm going to mute myself just to let you guys go on this because I don't have a ton to add. But then I muted myself while I was saying that, so that was really dumb.
Okay. Okay. The Washington Post, which, as we know, Brandon, is one of the greatest sports newspapers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the reason a lot of people are sports people. Was reading WOPO back in the day. They have made the awful decision to cut their entire sports division. They laid off their entire sports division among a bunch of news people and everything. And they didn't have to because I think Amazon owns them or owns some piece of them. So it shouldn't have happened. But this is one of the, especially happening during Super Bowl week, and Radio Row's been great. I mean, all the highlights from Radio Row this week have been amazing.
Yep.
And just, across the board, because they always are fun talking to a bunch of these NFL guys. And I know for you, especially, you love writing. You care about the written word. And that's why when I suggested doing the Substack for Football After Hours, you were like, please let me just go off.
Yeah.
I didn't even give you like a thing. I just said, hey, what will you want to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to do fantasy stuff. Scoop did a little bit of power rankings, which were amazing, by the way, Scoop, for those weeks that you did them. And so you care about the written word a lot more than I do because I'm a voice guy. But the written word is, at least for sports, is being like, this week is like the worst week ever for it, because the biggest newspaper when it comes to sports, the best newspaper when it comes to sports, just got rid of their entire sports division. And it's something we talked about covering September 5 all those weeks ago on Football After Hours about news and sports crossing over. Why does sports matter? Sports matters because it's the pulse of, because people don't want to hear about sad stuff all the time. Sports is a way to give light to people and all these different things. And for the newspaper that is genuinely the single reason we are all here right now at the pod, like, honestly, Washington Post Sports is like the reason why a lot of us want to do sports broadcasting indirectly, right? From the 70s and 80s and even before. To see that newspaper to see the Amazon or whoever else is heading it to say, no, we're getting rid of the entire sports section. It is just such an awful week for everyone in the industry. And it is, you can go from there, but it is just awful, especially for someone like us, where I help you, I edit, or at least I just put the stuff up, and I don't even edit anymore because I trust you guys to write stuff properly.
Oh, I check it over. Yeah, I check it over.
I know you guys check it over, so I don't care to edit it anymore. But like, for us, we still care about it. We still put our stuff up. We still enjoy the written word for what it is. It is a complete attack on the written word for sports. So you can go from there. It's awful to see the most important sports division in the history of our business get taken out like that, just getting completely ripped apart.
It's horrific, because it's and just for the Washington Post side of things, right? Because their stuff's behind a paywall online, and so and most people, when they go to the Washington Post, I mean, they're gonna want to know, because obviously Washington D.C., you're gonna want to know, about what's happening in terms of world affairs, because the U.S. White House, all that stuff is right there. But the Washington Post, you're, by cutting that, you're basically saying, and the thing is, because you didn't have to either, because
Right.
because everybody turns to the Washington Post for sports as well as the regular news.
And and the owners have enough money to keep that around, and they just said no.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. So you're basically telling people we don't care about. So it's not just a black eye on sports journalism and just written word in general. It's a black eye on. Well, not indictment. I'm trying to find the right words. It's a.
I think indictment's the right word.
Yeah.
It's an indictment on how for some reason people not only in this profession, but people in this country view sports for some reason. They don't like that apparently sports doesn't matter enough to people. And
even though it gets the biggest views out of anything.
Yep. Yeah. And which is so it makes no sense to get rid of it for any reason. And like most of the time when you get rid of these sections, like in the local papers, they might cut maybe like a quarter of their staff, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, it's for budget reasons or for whatever. And they kind of do it across the board. It's not just in sports, but they do it across the board. But this was just a singular attack on the sports side of things, and there's no reason for it. Like I would love to. I don't know if they came out with a reasoning for it. I would love to know what that reasoning was.
I don't think they did, because I think they would have gotten blasted. The amount of people from Jeff Passan, Ian Rappaport, NFL Network, ESPN, everyone across the board was like, this is the worst possible thing that could happen. And I don't even work at the Washington Post anymore.
And you're teaching people, especially people like us, who we are the first generation to be the tech generation. That's us. That anybody in their 20s pretty much is the very first of the tech generation. We're the ones that we were born into a generation that had tech, but it wasn't advanced like it is now. Like it was slowly growing, but we still kind of grew up with a little bit like an old school parents, old school grandparents. But yet our generation transitioned into the tech era as little kids. Like we went right into it. So, and with that comes a lot of traditional journalism being phased out. So not just sports, but traditional journalism, written word in general. But growing up, what made me want to be in this business was not just the Washington Post, but the local papers here. So the Bergen Record, the Observer, growing
Seattle Times here for me. The amount of times I would read the Seattle Times
I would literally, back when we still used to get, we still get newspapers, but when we used to get the newspaper in the morning, but like the Bergen Record or even and stuff and papers related to that, the first thing I would do and this was like my routine, like getting ready for school as early as maybe 8-9 years old, I would get up. My grandfather would get me up for breakfast in the morning before I went to school. I would open the paper. I wouldn't even touch any other section. I would read the sports section. So Bob Clappish, guys like him.
So many of his books. He's great.
I would read nothing but what do they have to say about the Yankees game last night? What do they have to say about the Nets from last night? The Devils. Like I would look through it as I'm eating breakfast, and I would read it, religiously. And to see that we're now in a place where the Washington Post, one of the biggest papers, if not the biggest paper in America.
It is the biggest paper for sports news. It's always been that way.
And like you think about how many important milestones they've covered, how many important events they've documented, because not just with the written word, but with their photojournalism for sports.
Right.
And I can't imagine a world where, and it's crazy that this is basically what they're admitting to, is I can't imagine a world where they're basically saying F sports, we don't care. Because how can you say that about something that makes this country, this capitalist society, that makes this country billions of dollars a year?
It's one of the few damn things that, obviously, it causes arguments and whatnot, but it's like it causes arguments because there's like a unifying element to it that like
Yes.
there's like
Yeah,
sports and music are like the two things that people say are the unifiers in this
Yeah,
country,
yeah.
no matter what other shit's going on.
Yeah,
And it's one of the reasons why I love sports and music so much.
yeah.
Right, and yes, and as Brandon's saying, Scoop, we're removing it from one of the biggest papers in the country.
It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't, especially as someone who grew up where, the two things since I was maybe 3 years old, the two things that were embedded in me from that young of an age was a love of music and a love of sports. And I can't imagine, we'll never stop having music because music will always be something that everybody like. There are some people who don't care about sports, but if you say you don't care about music, you're lying.
Right, music is a part of our culture. No matter
Exactly.
what,
It's
no matter what. And by the way, one of the things I like about music is we all like different genres for different reasons,
Yeah.
and I like that. Anyway,
I mean, look at my wall. Eminem back there, and The Weeknd over here. Like
Right.
I have Rolling Stone posters. I have wall flags. I have so many different artists. I have T-shirts of every concert I've been to. Young and old.
Hell, listen, I listen to hip hop, Taylor Swift, and then I put on some country. I put on some old '80s rock. You know what I mean? I watch every. I listen to everything.
But you know what it is though is like but just like with music, with sports, I like over the years, like you guys have seen it. I have so many Nets hats, Eagles jerseys, Devils. I have a Roberto Clemente hat.
Dude, I told you because one of our main goals eventually is to get like a giant studio space.
Yeah.
And
Like-
I told you, you better bring all of that. I want all of it in the studio.
Like-
I want everything.
My love of sports and I started noticing this. That's the last thing I'll say, but I started noticing this in high school when they gave us electives when we first started to get electives as pretty much as seniors, and they were like, hey, so you can pick whatever classes you want to take. These are extra classes that are offered. These are the teachers teaching it, and you could take this if you wanted to. A lot of kids took like certain STEM classes. They took certain computer class, whatever it was. There was a journalism class taught by one of my favorite teachers in high school. They took it away at the 11th hour because they said not enough kids signed up for it because nobody cared about it. And
Awful.
that was the worst thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life, because I get that you don't want to have a class if not enough people are there. But for the people that wanted to be there, like me and like the 5 or 6 other kids, that's just a massive slap in the face. And especially that's basically your way of saying to us, pick a different field because you're effed, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that made me so angry. And then to get to college and for them to say, oh, well, because they've made it seem like, oh yeah, you go to 4 years here, you'll get a job right after you leave. Nope. Because how many times did we take classes in college that had nothing to do with what we wanted to do when we grew up? How many times?
And
Way
by the
too
way,
freaking many.
And by the way, this is something that I'm very proud of in terms of what we've done with FAH, and also what you've done, Scoop, with this show. It's like we've said, you know what? Who cares? We're gonna make money eventually. Who cares? Let's put stuff on tape. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Let's write
Yeah.
stuff. We did it on our own because we're just like, this is going to build into something in the future, and we're just going to keep persevering and keep doing it
Yes.
because we
And
care about it.
And honestly, if the Washington Post doesn't want to continue it, then hell, we will. Because
Exactly.
I'm tired of journalism and sports journalism looked at as like the redheaded stepchild of screw it, we don't need it. It's not important. No, it is important. And you know why it is
Exactly.
too? Because what's crazy how people always say that, that like journalism is not a viable major and things like that. You know what the first 2 things you learn to do when you are of school age? You learn to do. You learn to read and you learn to write.
Yep.
Those are 2 things that everybody should know how to do. And the fact that that's being phased out of our society, and the Washington Post is basically saying F you to that, at least to a branch that's near and dear to a lot of people, because sports is at the epicenter of American culture. That's ridiculous that they're doing it. And I wish I could talk to all these companies, all these different newspapers, and say, that are laying off or eliminating their sports departments, Or like some departments I might get it, like, if it's like fashion or whatever, because that's not as important. Like, but you can't say sport. Like, I don't care if you don't care about sports. Sports is a worldwide thing. It is right at the dead center. Besides politics, it's right at the dead center of American culture. You can't say that nobody cares. And you can't say that it's not important.
I'm gonna say this right now. If anyone's listening, I'm gonna say this right now. For What's the Scoop and for our football podcast, Football After Hours, I am begging you, give us an opportunity. Give us sponsorships. If you like what you see, get it to people. Help us out. Because we want people to listen to us. We don't care that there's 5 people listening or 30 at this point, because we just want to put stuff on tape. If you like what you see, I want What's the Scoop and FAH to work together, to be intertwined, to do this stuff at a place that's like, hey, we'll pay you. We'll give you sponsorship. We'll do this. If you like what you see, I'm serious. Help us out, because we care about this industry and you can care about it with us. That's always been my pitch.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to this and you want to help us out. You want to help these 2 shows that you like so much, What's the Scoop and Football After Hours. If you want to help us out, help us. I will take
any small shows. Any small shows that people are doing that they want to break into this industry. Anybody that wants to keep journalism alive in some way, shape, or form. You see how big Pat McAfee is, and he was always going to be big because he's a former athlete. But look at where they started, and look at where they are.
Exactly. And that's why I keep, and I'm just going to say this on the show, because I'm doing this offseason, and we did this last offseason as well, going to millions, and obviously what Scoop's doing here. Like, give us a shot. That's all I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a shot, and we'll prove to you that we can be one of the best in the industry. That's all I'm asking. Do it for What's the Scoop. Do it for Football After. Do it for our show, because if you like what you see, you can help us get to a bigger audience. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. And I've been saying it all year long. This is just to say it. Help us grow, because we will put every ounce of effort we have into making it as special as possible. So that's a good way to end it there.
Really appreciate those great words. I couldn't have put it any better. And I think that was, the kind of way that you guys played off of one another to kind of bring that home at the end. I think that goes to show why the 3 of us work so well together on both shows. And I'm, very grateful, obviously, for everything that you all contributed tonight, as, every week. With that, real quick, Kenny Kirkpatrick came in and said, "Great show tonight, fellas. Keep up the great work." Give Kurt a plug. He's doing Let's Talk Broncos after your show tonight. Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Great, great Denver Broncos content from Kurt over on Let's Talk Broncos. Whether you're a Broncos fan or not, there's always great content over there. He's incredibly passionate. Also want to congratulate him. He got an offer to start his own show on hang on, I want to get this right real quick. I apologize, I don't have it up in front of me. But he got an offer to start a new show on Fan Arch. There we go, as the new voice of the Denver Broncos. So I want to congratulate him. Very much deserves it. I can't wait to see what he does over there. And
that's what we're talking. That's what we just talked about. That's what we just hinted at.
He says Curtis
opportunity.
He wants to and a huge opportunity he wants to share with our audiences. I really hope that I didn't just spoil it, because I don't know if that's what he was talking about or not, but I really hope I didn't just spoil it. But either way, look forward to tuning in to see what Kurt's got for us tonight. And thanks, Kenny, for putting that there for us, and absolutely want to help the shows as much as we can.
100%.
Same way that they've helped us. With that, any closing words from anybody as this 1 hour show wraps up its 3rd hour?
I mean, this is what we do. I'm excited for the Olympics. I'm excited to cover it. I need a break from football after this week. After our Football After Hours show on Monday, I need a football cleanse.
I'm gonna be so sad after that freaking show.
I need a cleanse, man. We're taking 2 weeks off.
I do.
on
Although
Football After Hours.
I will say I get it from the standpoint because you're going to be the one who's going to be up from like 12 a.m. to 9 a.m. to watch the freaking Olympics.
Well, it's not just that, dude. My voice is losing its octaves. Like I'm actually losing vocal cords, because of the amount of shows we've done. So I
Well,
need
yeah,
to
but
say-
wait for the off season because we're talking about we're gonna take a couple weeks off after the Super Bowl, but then wait for that because then we still got this pod, and then we've got
combine draft
combine,
on FAH.
combine and draft, but the pop culture one.
Right.
So we've got that coming. So there's still going to be a ton of content. It's just we need a couple weeks after that Super Bowl just to reset ourselves because my head is spinning from everything. Even from doing this, like everything we covered tonight, just in one shot, my head's on fire.
Yeah.
So
So that we're literally going to be back on. I think we're doing that show on Monday on Millions and obviously the Football After Hours YouTube. Please check us out on Monday night. I think it's going to be around like 10:30 Eastern.
Yep.
On Monday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and then take 2 weeks off, and then we're back February 28th for the quarterbacks going at it at the combine, which is going to be
nice.
amazing.
I'm excited for that.
And then we're doing weekly shows from then on all summer with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, join us for that. But yeah, it definitely my vocal cords are dead. So
Yeah.
okay, really quick before we go. Pro Football
What?
Hall of Fame class of 2026. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Vinatieri, and Roger Craig. This is a spectacular
that's
class.
a great class.
Do you mind saying that a little bit slower?
Yeah. 2026 Hall of Fame class. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Vinatieri, and Roger Craig. Amazing class. Beautiful class.
That's great.
Beautiful.
That's great.
Beautiful.
What?
This is a Hall of Fame class that I'm gonna have to watch the speeches. All these speeches
Same
are
here.
gonna be incredible.
Real quick, what took them so long to put Roger Craig in?
I have no idea.
I'll be 100% honest. I got to double check who that is.
I have no idea why it took so long for Roger Craig to get in because he was close last year, wasn't he?
Because he pretty much was CMC before CMC. He was
Yeah,
the first CMC.
CMC.
Oh,
Exactly.
was that the running back when Rice and Montana were playing?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Okay,
was
okay.
amazing.
Okay. Yeah, again, you guys know me with names, so I just wanted to just
Who wants to do an FAH podcast live during that so we react to the speeches? Because that's
all you have to say is who wants to do an FAH podcast, my hand's gonna go up.
No, I'm just saying, who wants to do a podcast reacting to the speeches of
Again,
us just clapping for 3 hours at these damn speeches?
You know what? It
Because
works.
these speeches are going to be incredible.
Yeah. You know what? I will say right now, the one I'm looking most forward to is Fitz because of his story.
I want to see Drew. I absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely
Drew.
want to see
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why those two are at the top of the class here. But
Yeah.
Fitz's story though, with his mom and things like that, like that's I want to see Fitz's story.
Hi, Pringles.
Yeah, this is the first time I care about every single speech.
Oh yeah,
these are guys.
Every speech is gonna be great. Yeah,
because these are guys that we grew up watching. This is our generation getting inducted for the first time.
Except for Roger Craig.
But Roger Craig, we still love Roger Craig. So
Yeah,
I want to hear his
exactly.
speech too.
I suddenly feel old as hell.
This
Yeah, I know.
makes me feel really old. That's Breeze, Larry Legend, Luke Kuechly, and Vinatieri.
I didn't realize that Larry Fitzgerald retired that long ago.
Yeah, this was his first year on the ballot. Same with Drew
Oh no.
Holy Shetland sheep.
and Luke. I think actually this is Luke's second year. I don't think he's first, but
Yeah, this is like I remember because I think he was up last year for it. But oh my god, this is
Breeze and Vinatieri don't surprise me that it's been that long, but Fitzgerald and Kuechly, I mean Kuechly doesn't entirely. Fitzgerald, I'm bugging out.
yeah, it's good.
Wow.
Yeah, that's gonna be a beautiful night in Canton, Ohio. It's gonna be a beautiful night. Yeah, we definitely should go on live and just clap every fight. The whole show is just gonna be us. Yeah, that's
just
it.
clap.
It's the clapping episode.
It's
That's
the
what it
Jason Garrett episode.
The freaking oh my goodness gracious.
Anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you guys for a great show as always.
Thank you, Brandon. Do you have anything else before we sign off?
No, I'm fried. So it's been a long day for me though. Like I said, I need to get something to eat. I haven't eaten. This is the first day where I haven't eaten. Like besides popcorn at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I've eaten nothing pretty much all day. My head is spinning.
Of all the things to eat, I mean, your blood sugar must be like -5. But of all the things to eat, like popcorn was your choice. Popcorn's like I don't know. I think
I love
Well,
popcorn.
I think
remember,
I love
the
popcorn
movies.
at movie theater. Popcorn
Yeah.
at the movies.
Yeah.
Popcorn at the movies.
You gotta do that. That's what I do.
I can't even eat popcorn at the movies, man. I eat
do you candy at the? What do you do at the movies? Do you eat candy
yeah, I can't remember the name of the candy that I like.
like
there, though.
Milk Duds or something?
Oh, Adam got Milk Duds. I don't like Milk
Yeah.
Duds. I'm not a Milk Dud guy.
I've had them before, but that's not what I was thinking of.
No.
I'm a
Like,
Reese's
here's the-
Pieces guy.
If you do a movie, I normally don't get anything because it's really expensive and I just go see the movie. But every once in a while, it's either popcorn. If you do popcorn, candy, and a Coke, any of those three, you're a winner in my book.
Oh hell
Any
yeah!
any of those, and all those together is just peak. Just
Now
peak movie watch.
I'm literally looking up movie candy examples because I can't for the life of me remember which one it is that I get.
Well, like Reese's, there's
It's
Milk
not-
Duds.
I know it's
there's-
not Reese's Pieces because
just
I
hit
don't.
different.
I know it's not Reese's Pieces because I only like the peanut butter cups. Fruit snacks, no. Mike and Ike's, no. Gummy bears,
Mike
no.
and Ike's.
Swedish fish,
Yeah,
no.
I love Mike
Sour
and Ike.
Patch Kids, no. What the flippity flop is it? Oh, it's the chocolate chip cookie dough bites.
Oh, that's delicious. That's a very underrated one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like my kryptonite 100% is cookie dough.
It's good. It's good. It's good. All right.
All right. With that, thank you all to the people who have stayed on this long. You guys can go take your naps now. But
I took a nap before this.
with that, with that being said, we'll see y'all on. You guys said it's Monday that we're doing the next FAH, right?
Yep, Monday night.
Monday.
Monday night.
All right,
Yep.
we'll see y'all on Monday night. Please come watch us over on Millions for FAH. And then we'll be back next Thursday here, Friday. I just contradicted myself. Next Thursday, February 12th, 2026. Same scoop time, same scoop channel, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Rob time. And of course, Scoop, Rob, and Brandon out. Have a good night, y'all.
Hi, everybody.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Enjoy the Super